the signals for the Baltimore Colts. Unitas gives to Amici. The Colts are the world champions. Amici scores.
It's amazing, sensational, dramatic, heart-rending, exciting, thrilling finish in the history of college football. California won the big game.
5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
This is Phil Steele.
This is Mike Burnham.
This is Wes Durham.
This is Mike Ashley.
Hi, this is Chuck Foreman, number 44 of the Minnesota Vikings.
Woo, mercy, this is handsome Jimmy Vang, the Boogie Woogie Man.
This is Coach Fry with Virginia Tech Football, and you are listening to Big Dog Sports Talk.
Are you ready to rock? Are you ready to roll? Okay, let's do it.
You're in the doghouse with Rick Watson on Big Dog Sports Talk, presented by Pulaski County Sports and Entertainment. Join us in the Family Fencing Studios and chime in on the McClellan Chiropractic chat line. He's keeping cool with help from Little River Heating and Air, but this show is straight fire. And now, the big dog, Rick Watson.
Rick Watson's got the mic, he's the big dog king. Cover sports so sharp, it's a new river thing. Virginia Tech fire, rapid pride too. Every stat, every play, he's bringing it to you. He's got that voice, deep as a valley, breaking it down, no dilly, no dally. Big dog sports talk, feel the bark, feel the bite. Rick's in the zone, every day, every night, from the Hokies to the Highlanders.
How are you? Good morning. It's the Finally Friday edition. Hey, it's going to be a Sonoma Finally Friday edition whenever I have the opportunity. Comments in the on the professional door text line are funny. 3910788. How are you? Good morning.
He's got the scoop, faster than a sprint. Calling plays like a coach. Every word.
All I have to say about
from the courts to the field,
Ms. Hayek is wow.
Rick's play by play.
Forever and ever. Number one here on BDST. We're going to be talking to the guys over at Floyd County. They got a big playoff game tonight. They're going to be broadcast. We'll tell you about that. Good luck to all the local high school teams. Auburn Eagles back in the playoffs. Will Stewart, Tech Sideline. Mike Ashley, open mic. And then Jen will stop by with our picks. And as always, we want to hear from you here on the program. So be sure to hit us up on the McClellan Chiropractic chat room. And on the Professional Door Incorporated text line. Good morning, Steve. Good morning, Paul. Prometheus. Hey, it was great. Prometheus, great to meet you, brother. It was great. You know, yesterday took care of a lot of the T-shirt orders at work. By the way, if you want to do it today, I'll be at Dedman. I'll be leaving a little after 1. So if anybody has bought a shirt, you want to pick it up, or if you want to come buy a shirt, you can come do that in person. Either pay me there or hit me up on Venmo, and I'll let you know how. $20 if you come by, and I don't have to ship it. I'm shipping 2 out today. $27 if shipped. That's the shipping cost plus the things the mailers you have to buy. Try to keep all that stuff down. I hate it. I hate charging people for shipping. But I understand a lot of people aren't here, and it's more convenient. So do have Tori and George, if you're watching, your packages are going out today. Okay? Your shirts are going out today. But send me a message on the Professional Door text line. DM me, Rick Watson, or Big Dog Sports Talk. Let me know what you're looking for, and I'll let you know how you can get it taken care of, and then I'll get them to you somehow. But it was fun yesterday. I got to meet I got to meet Prometheus, got to see Steve after a bunch of years. A lot of people came by, Rodney. Got to meet Troy. I mean, I got to meet a lot of people. It was really cool. And that's the good thing about it. It's great to meet you too, Troy. Put faces with names and stuff. It's nice. Thank you so much, by the way, for your support. It means a lot. It helps pay for all this. So thank you. Thank you. But hit me up this morning. I'll be at work. I'll be at Deadman for a little while, finishing up prep. We've got a weekend trip, West Virginia. We're heading to White Sulphur Springs at the Greenbrier play tomorrow at 3:30, and then Sunday at 2:30. So busy weekend for yours truly coming up. So anyway, hit me up today, and then I'll resume trying to get people shirts. We play at South Carolina next Tuesday to finish up the round robin of this Greenbrier tip-off. Okay? So latter part of next week before I leave town again. Then after that, things calm down a little bit. But we'll get you taken care of. Anybody who wants shirts. We have medium, large, extra large, double X. And I'm going to try to put in I know people wanted some 3X tall and some smalls. I'm going to see if I can maybe add that to the order. Good morning, Opal. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see everybody in here on a Friday. We're now, where are we? 7-11 on our subscriptions. Please, if you're watching, please subscribe to the program. If you know somebody that kind of like sports, we also talk about all sorts of things. Get them to subscribe. Remind them that it's free, and we'll get to 1,000 before you know it. People were saying, is the goal to get to 1,000 before the end of the year? I would love that. I doubt we'll get there. I don't know. We're being very steady. I mean, we've been on for 3 months. We're averaging well over 200 subscribers a month. But you would have to be a big push for that to happen. But hey, well, you know what? I'm not complaining. We continue to grow here on the program. We can continue to hear from a lot of different people. So it's really cool. It's really cool. So I appreciate everybody who has supported the program. All of you have made this possible. When jumped into this format, I was like, well, this probably last a couple weeks, you know. And now here we are. And yeah, Paul's idea is great. Or create, 25 fake accounts and go in and subscribe many times. I don't know. There's got to be some way to hack the system, right? Where it's not going to hurt anybody. I don't mean like being a mean hacker. Yeah. And speaking of support, I want to thank all of our great sponsors, Family Fencing. All right, so Jason, Nicole got it to me. You ready? Cold weather will not slow them down. They're going to fence all winter long at Family Fencing, a family-owned business proud to serve the community year-round. Winter is one of the best times to install your new fence. Don't think the opposite mindset. While your yard's taking a seasonal break, they'll make sure it's ready for full use come spring. That's what I'm saying. Let these guys come in and take care of it, then you're done. So call them today, 540-200-8294. That's awesome. That's great. Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? I think so. It also makes sense if you're having back issues or shoulder issues or whatever to go see Mark Hunley, McClellan Chiropractic, right off of Peppers Ferry Road over there. Beautiful facility. He moved into a big spot. His business is growing because he's really good and he cares about you. And if you want to get your ailments fixed and you want to start feeling like $1 million, go see Mark. Yeah, he's great. And we're going to go over there here soon. I think early December is when we're finally going to do the Rick on the Machine video. Don't want to miss that. We'll upload that to the channel. Travis Williams, Professional Door Incorporated up in Dublin. Sponsor of our text line, 540-391-0788. And you want to go see Travis? 38 years they've been in business. His dad started the business. He's continued it. It's exploded. They need workers. They're looking for quality people to come help. They will train. You'll be a garage door expert in no time. You don't have to go up there under any pretense that you're expected to have a certain skill level. Travis doesn't care. He wants to train you the way they do their thing. That's why they're so successful, because he knows how to do the thing. You can walk in, you can call. But if you want a career, if you're having trouble in your job, $20 an hour, you want to go to a really solid place to work where you can build a career, go see Travis. I want to thank National Bank, member FDIC, exclusive banking partner of BDST. Jonathan Sweet will join us on Monday. Director of Pulaski County Sports and Entertainment, the presenting sponsor of this program. And we're going to talk all things Motor Sports Park up in Pulaski County. So excited that the racetrack is open. So excited. Charles Lee, Little River Heating and Air, 1095 Radford Street, 5405-532971. Get your heat checked. Get it ready. Don't get cold. I don't like being in a cold house. Like, I can be outside and I don't feel too cold because I guess when I was growing up, worked on the farm, you had to be out early every morning with the animals before you went to school. I don't know about you, but I get cold inside the house. Rick's next ad is going to be the bathroom pea cakes. You could aim and hit the you could hit the QR code. I like that. Thanks to the attorney Ryan Price, 701 West Main Street in Radford. He specializes in trust and estate planning, and the results are in. Peeps believe it's going to be Georgia Tech and Louisville. Yeah, kind of surprised me. Louisville made a surge. That's who you have in the ACC championship game. There's no wrong answer. The Ready Set Fund is ready to help you. See what I did there? ReadySetFund.com. It's really cool. I'm really so glad that they decided to sponsor this program, because this is cool. Because I want schools to get all the help they need for their programs. Floyd County Softball did it through the Ready Set Fund. They raised $4,000 just in a week through texts. Bob Christ, 11, brother of Dave Christ, BOBCRIST, the number 11 at gmail.com, ReadySetFund.com. Go check them out. Go check them out. They're terrific. Absolutely terrific. So don't hesitate. Because at some point you're going to be a parent of a program, and your child's team is going to need some money, and that's what you need to do. You need to reach out and find out how they do things. Let Bob help you. We want to thank James Lawson. Give him a call, 540-381-8011, Lawson's Mobile Home Supply, 300 North Franklin Street in Christiansburg, and in RV Super Bowl. Just go there and hang out, 540-381-5525. If you're like me and you've lost your access to the Disney channels and you can't watch a lot of college football games, go have them up for you right there at the Super Bowl. So that's what you do. Go buy your next car at Harvey's GM in Radford. All right. Bought my last 3 from Brad Harvey. Great service department as well. Morris from Japan's 300-mile-per-hour bullet train to Norfolk Southern's old number 611 steam puffing train. BDST is live and online. Tell you what, I had fun. I watched those a lot, Morris. You sent the those trains from Japan while you were over there. Incredible. The technology, incredible. BDST hoodies, I would love that. Yeah, that might be a little more expensive. If the shirts continue to do well, we'll branch out. But the shirts, people seem to really like the shirt. They're good. In case you haven't seen them, people at work were buying them yesterday. Oh, those are really nice. There you go. There's the back with the main logo that everybody seems to like. And then there you go. There's the secondary logo. And everybody who's gotten them yesterday, when I was trying to explain how well they're made, they're not too big, not too thick, not too thin. I cut the sleeves off hoodies so everybody can show their guns. Sure. I like that too. But everybody's like, wow, that is good. Yeah, you'll trust me, when you hold one of them, you'll see what I'm talking about. This is not like going to Old Navy and get one of those thin shirts that are made out of a handkerchief, and then as soon as you wash it twice, oh, look, there's a hole. But wait a minute, I spent $41 on that shirt. This is $20, $27 if shipped. So hit me up if you want one today. I'll be here at the Dedman Center before we head to the Greenbrier for the weekend. I don't know why the chat kicked off. There we go. Get a free order of strawberries with the hoodie. The Belichick plan. I like it. But like I said, honestly, it was really cool to meet Peeps yesterday. That was awesome. So just to go into, and we're going to be talking to the guys over at Citizens here in just a second, because they're going to be calling playoff football tonight. So last night, James Franklin was at the ODU Troy game because Ricky Ronnie was a former assistant of his, and he's known him a long time. And everybody, it just shows you how ridiculous X is and how social media is and all these things. Just because he was in the state at Old Dominion, people immediately concluded on a lot of the Virginia Tech accounts that means that he's been in Blacksburg this whole time. Right? And then, of course, shortly after that, there was an article in SI that came out. I've just kind of been quiet because people are going to believe what they want to believe, and I don't want to get caught up. I'm not going to get caught up in a big thing, but if you read the SI article that is online and it's free by Alex Weber, it says James Franklin surges as the favorite to land an SEC coaching job. And that job is down in Arkansas. This thing is going the way that he and Jimmy Sexton want it to go. I had people swearing up and down that were hitting me up on the message in the text line. Hey, they're going to announce it Thursday. Watch out. Now they're saying it's going to be Monday. None of that's going to happen. I knew it wasn't going to happen last night. It's not going to happen Monday. It's not how this works. I understand people are trying to get clicks. I understand people are trying to create a buzz. But when people try to tell you they know something, like, hey, this is what's happening, that's when you know to stay away from that information. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. Yeah, Dedman looks good. Dedman, thanks for me this year. They've done a lot. You got to come inside, so you got to see it. Yeah. I'm sure you walked out to the basketball arena. It's a nice atmosphere down at Dedman. In lieu of building a new arena, which would be great, about 3,500 people would be awesome. But, yeah, it's nice. It's nice. So, anyway, I don't claim to know whether or not James Franklin's going to be the next head coach or not. I'm just telling you that the information that I get, that I share with you, I keep about 90% of it to myself. When I feel like it's something that's going to really come forward, then I'll tell you. And so far, most of the things have come forward. So, and look for John Sumrall to be named the Auburn head coach. That looks like that's going to happen. So don't get antsy. Don't get all drawn into all these things that you're seeing. Just let it play out and just have confidence that Bruce and Bud are not going to steer you wrong. All right, you be safe, Morris. He's headed back tomorrow. If the sumo wrestling team wants shirts, I may have to go talk to Brandon at Top Shelf. And Brandon knocked it out of the park. Go see Brandon. If you have things you want for your team personally, 4377 Lee Highway. It's right up from Pulaski County High School. You know where it is, right beside the Cougar Express. 540-616-8153, TS Graphics Apparel at gmail.com. Great work. Jacob and Kate are with us now. What's up, gentlemen?
Morning, Rick. How you doing?
How are you guys? It's Friday, big game. We're in the second season now. Playoff time, man. It's the buzz, right? Tell us about where you guys are going to be and what you're calling here
fun.
tonight.
Back to
Sounds like there's a delay.
So we're back at Coach Bill Field again tonight. We're back at Coach Bill Field tonight, and we're calling the Buffaloes and James River Knights matchup tonight, the 3-6. I'll let you.
Yeah, the 3-6 seed, it's going to be, pretty fun. We've been covering the Buffaloes pretty much the majority of the season. A couple Carroll games we had to go down for. So I think we're just super excited. We're getting a second playoff game in 2 years for us, which hasn't happened since at least 2008, I believe we've seen. So just getting that 2 years in a row for us, I think is really exciting.
Yeah. I was talking to Coach Cromer, and he said he was pretty excited, having the success year one and then having it the equivalent right now. I think a 3-6 matchup, you're more likely going to win if you're the 3 seed. So potentially having back-to-back playoff wins your first 2 years in Floyd, if you're Coach Cromer, is pretty exciting, and for the program too.
Well, take us through the first matchup between these two squads during the regular season.
I think it's for the Buffaloes, or you said sorry for the first.
Yeah,
matchup.
how did they do? Yeah.
So Buffaloes traveled down to Buchanan, and it was kind of an odd one. They jumped out of the gun really hot, up 21-0 at halftime, but that second quarter adjustment by the Knights really kicked in. They pulled it back to a 21-all game, and the Buffaloes were able to pull out that game-winning touchdown. So if you look at that, since the halftime, those last 2 quarters, it was a 21-7 swing by the Knights. So, heading into this game, they might have the momentum, but it's always nice when you get to kind of see a team twice in a year.
Yeah, Coach Cromer kind of bouncing off that, Caden. I asked him about that this week, and he said, you kind of you got to see them in person. It's not just like watching the film on them. You got 2 matchups in the region this week that are between different districts, like Glenver, Nelson County, and Radford Appomattox. Those teams never played each other before, so it'll be interesting to see how those play out. But we kind of have a feel for what we're going to see tonight just based on what we saw a few weeks ago.
Well, yeah, and Coach Cromer's been through it, right, in the playoffs, so he knows how to get a team ready in the mindset. How do you guys feel like the players are they locked in? I know it's a long season, man, and some of these guys going to be playing basketball and other things. You feel like the team's got a pretty good focus heading into the postseason?
I would think so. Given the struggles the last couple of weeks, losing 3 of the last 4, I think, Coach Cromer's done a good job at, keeping the group focused and making sure they're ready to go for tonight and potentially more Friday nights going forward.
It seems like the past kind of month they've been already in that playoff mode with just these teams they've been having to face within Radford and Glenver kind of to end off the season there. That's a tough 1-2 combo. So I think these players have already been in that mentality, that iron sharpens iron mentality, bringing any positives they can from these losses. And I think they do a great job at that. It's already kind of in the past, and, now they made the dance, so it kind of resets, I guess, for them.
We are speaking with Kate. You guys also, if I'm not mistaken, you've been doing Carroll County things as well, right? So it's kind of nice that they've got Northside, so the playoffs start for them as well. So you guys have been around 2 playoff teams this year.
Yep. So we haven't really got to cover the Cavaliers too much. I went down with Mike Myers. We covered their Martinsville game the night before Halloween. But other than that, we haven't really seen too much from them outside of the Floyd Carroll game since their bye week. And they've been something completely different team after their bye week. 4-0. They've scored almost 200 points in the last 4 games. So definitely have some momentum, like you were saying, Caden, going into the playoffs this week.
And that's what you want. It sounds like a cliche, but most cliches are around because they're true. You can struggle early. It's how you're playing at the end of the year, right? That's what you point toward. So that's great. That's great. So how you guys tell people again now how they can listen to you and find you tonight so people will know.
So the easiest way to find us would probably be just through the NFHS stream. We'll have our commentary on the NFHS stream of the James River Floyd County game tonight. Same thing for any Carroll County fans that want to tune into their Northside game tonight. We'll have a commentary team down there again tonight covering their game with Northside. And then all of our Channel 20 customers will have the Floyd County James River game on Channel 20 tonight.
Well, that's great what you guys have done there at Citizens. I like the fact that you're, tying in not just one or two communities, but everybody, letting them know how local you are. I mean, talk about that dedication. You guys have been a big part of that, right? Trying to develop and let people know that, we are here to kind of promote your kids and whatever else you might be doing at these schools.
Yeah, I think being able to expand to Carroll County this year kind of says a lot on that point. We're going to have, talking about, just the engagement we've had, at least from like a commentator group. This will be previewing basketball a little bit. This is going to be our largest commentator pool, and I don't know how long. Definitely the longest since I've started working at Citizens.
I was going to briefly touch on the basketball real quick. I think coming for them, they love their basketball. I mean, both their boys and girls teams are great. And just the increased game count, not only just having, 2-3 games a week, but they can fall on those kind of weird, Monday nights. So people are stuck at home. That's when I think they're more likely to kind of tune in online. So building that connection, especially during basketball, I think will be huge for us.
Yeah, you guys are going to segue right out of football into basketball coverage. So you guys are going to be even busier because there's more games per week.
Yep. Thanks for reminding me.
You're going to be doing a lot of stuff. Plus, you got your show, right? You still got your show you guys are doing together.
Yep. Which, again, we got the surprise for tonight. We're not gonna tease anything here tonight. Just be ready for the post first thing Monday morning on Citizens Telephone Cooperative's YouTube channel.
All right. Well, when we get you guys back on, we'll talk about all that. We'll talk about what you guys are talking about. So that's pretty cool. Well, guys, it's always great to catch up. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Let me know if I can help in any way possible. I really I like it when young people decide to take an initiative on something they love, they do, and what they want to do. So congratulations on everything.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Rick.
All right, go Buffs. Go Buffs tonight. There you go. That's Caden and Jacob there with Citizens Corp. We appreciate them. I know they've helped us out a little bit getting the word out about the show. So thank you for that. That's great. That's great. So those guys, that's cool. I always want to try to help young people, man. It's important, especially you remember how it was when you came up and you were just looking for any opportunity whatsoever, and people believed in you and gave you a chance. And I will always be grateful. Ray Hatley, who owned WRAD at the time, gave me a shot at Radford High School football. Great stuff. Great stuff. What else we got going on here? Mike Myers and Halloween. Wait, what? yeah. I think that was intentional. Morris going to sleep for a month. Yeah, he will. We won't hear from Morris for a while. James, you guys are getting some fan support. Look, I've maintained it all along. I was asked who I wanted, and nobody really. I mean, he'd be okay. Bob Chesney, I think that would be the best choice for a lot of different reasons. The whole thing might end up falling right in his lap. Who knows? Who knows? But I know he's been on the short list, and what tells me he might be looking more now than before to leave. We talked about JMU, and they're not going to make the playoff. Let's just say it the way it is. They're not going to make it unless something really happens to USF. Not going to happen. So when you're at a power forward, you've taken that program and you've continued to build it. I mean, when you had a group of 5, he's grateful. He's always been grateful. The process of what he has done at each spot he's been. And this is another reason when I try to explain to people why I'm so locked in on Chesney. It's not just the results, which speak for themselves. All you have to do is just look it up. It's that he has gone through every level of coaching, putting himself right in the middle. And this is why he and Matt Rohn are such a terrific duo. And why, boy, that would be just an outstanding dual hire, wouldn't it? Matty went through Nichols, a disaster of an athletic program when he got there. He turned that place into a conference championship winning program. He's in their Hall of Fame. EKU, Eastern Kentucky, same thing. They've always been fairly stable as an athletic department. Richmond, Kentucky is a beautiful place. But he took it to another level. Now he's at JMU continuing what the magnificent Jeff Bourne built. And I mean, brilliant. Bob Chesney's been through every level and never put himself above it, worked his ass off, had nothing at any level until he got to JMU. Nothing. Holy Cross, barely breathing as a program. He won, and he won a lot. The places he's gone through, he's grinded through it. He's seen it all. And now he's at JMU with more resources than he's ever had. Watch them play the game. And he's going to do the same thing in his next move. Are you going to want to watch this guy go become a star? And I predict that's going to happen at a Power 4 that's not named Virginia Tech. And he was right here 2 hours away. That's happened once. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, what the hell are we doing? The other guy, the aforementioned other guy, is the best coach in college football right now. And he would come here and he would not be looking to leave here. He would come here grateful at every step that he's taken. And now here comes a huge challenge. How do I get, and I'm just going to say it, Frank Beamer's program back on track? Because this has not been Virginia Tech since Frank Beamer left. You had a bunch of decisions that were made by new people, and you see what has happened when ego, when arrogance, and lack of thought gets in the way. This is what Tech fans gone through the last 8 years or so. And if it's not here, it's going to be somewhere else. And then you're just going to sit back and watch. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be as quickly as what Kurt Signetti has done. And then I've even had people fight back. And, like I said, I get text messages on the professional or text line all day, and it's fine. I like it. I have time to talk to you. Well, JMU, they were already winning. JMU, they were already a solid program. Okay. Kirk Signetti took just about all the highbrow talent from JMU with him to Bloomington. He cleared the cupboard. He didn't leave all those great players behind. He knew he needed a jump start in recruiting and players that he knew understood how he functioned as a coach. That's been a huge key to his success. Chesney had to rebuild that roster, folks. He didn't just inherit great players. They're good players. The more I think about it, the more strong-willed I get that should be the guy. Who do you mean, Prometheus? I've not heard Scott Frost's name at UCF. You mean Golish? You mean the guy at USF? I believe Tech has Golish on his list. I believe that. But I don't think he's connected to the Tech job in any way, no. You're talking about Alex Golish, right? And Chesney has great hair. He really does have great hair. He has Ronnie Horton NRV Super Bowl hair. Do I think Chesney would come? Yes. Yes, I do. He's going to jump from, yeah, you talking about, okay, no problem for me. Just, hey, don't worry about it, man. I typo all the time. I've typo in chat when I try to communicate with y'all. I'm a horrible type. Don't worry about it. I get it. Yeah. It seems like to me, Golish is a guy that has a different trajectory. He wants to go somewhere else. I don't know. It just feels like he's not looking at a place like Tech. He would do well. He's going to be a good coach too. At the Power 4 level, he is. And he's going to get a job because there's going to be a lot of Power 4 jobs. So the more I think about it, the more I think the choice is simple. Do I have any idea whether it's going to be completed? But just know that Virginia Tech is very well aware of Bob Chesney. Right? But don't get tied into all this stuff that you're seeing. Oh, my God, he was down in Norfolk. Then that means it's true. He's been in state for 3 weeks. No, he's not been here. Just trust Bruce and trust Bud. And again, that's not a diss on the committee, the rest of the committee, but in Bruce and Bud, I trust. Correct, David. Just like Signetti did to Indiana, Chesney would immediately get a jump start and bring JMU players with him to Blacksburg. And I've even had people say that to me. Well, come on, this is the ACC. Okay. What does that mean? Those JMU players are having great success at the Big Ten level. And I just shoot back at them. What's Indiana's record? What's Indiana's record with a lot of those JMU players? Okay. So, and a lot of them are starting. Okay. You get them up here in the weight program, get them up here motivated, first-time Power 4 players. Human motivation is a large thing. Wayne, that was between me and you. Come on, man. I heard Chesney and Rick were having lunch at BT's yesterday. Well, we may have had a couple of hot toddies, and maybe we did break into some karaoke. Right, and he's the defensive coordinator, the co-defensive coordinator at Alabama. No, Wayne, that wasn't for public. Gosh. He just happened to be in Black. He just happened to hear, stop by Radford. Hey, Rick, you want to go to BT's? Sure, Coach. You want a T-shirt? I got it in my Jeep. Many people on the professional door text line. When do I think it'll happen? I'm starting to think now you're not going to get anything until December, the first week of December. Steven writes, so you're saying Franklin's out. I'm saying that anyone who's saying he's in is wrong. Can he all of a sudden say, you know what? Let's do it. Jimmy, let's do it. We saw the contract structure, what it would look like. Let's go ask them for a contract. Yeah, let's do it, man. I don't know how long we'll be there, but let's do it. How many times have you woken up in the morning with one thing on your mind and then you end up going, I'm going to do this instead, or something pops up and you make a spur of the moment decision? Spontaneity. Could that happen? Right? Yeah, I saw that too, Wayne. David Teal was down there at the ODU game. Talked about his interest in Tech, and he just said, I'm not commenting. I'm there to support my two former coaches, Ronnie and Parker. And that's what it was. People were trying to connect the dots yesterday. But sure, he could do that. You going to say that he couldn't? But here's the thing about all this. And it comes, it's reasoning that, I didn't think about from my Big Ten source, who, by the way, works at a school with a Jimmy Sexton head football coach claim. And he said, Rick, let me ask you this. And here's what you need to tell people that continue to try to say this is a slam dunk. They've been in conversations. They know exactly what they would get in a contract offer from Virginia Tech, they being Sexton and Franklin. It's just kind of a free period, if you will, is how he worded it. He's looking for a job. They need a coach. They would like to have it done as quickly as possible. Why wouldn't he want to get ahead of the game if Virginia Tech was the place for him? And he had already decided that, as many people are trying to claim. There are people saying that he's going to buy 17 houses in Blacksburg because he's been here 17 times. Why would he not have already asked for a contract? Because he is out there looking at other jobs. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's the way it goes. But people who are trying to say that this thing is all the way down the road to where all it needs is a signature, they're just making it up. There won't be a contract offer, a job offer, until they tell Tech, we're ready if you want to offer us a contract. If Virginia Tech has a contract proposal in front of Jimmy Sexton, then they're out on every other coach. And I don't think people understand that or don't think about it that way. That means every conversation that you've had or wanted to have with any other agent is over. Why did you hire a committee? To fall in love with one guy when this is going to be such a massive hire? You put all this into the committee. You put yourself in that situation because your AD can't hire a football coach. And you bring in a guy like Bruce Arians, and you're going to fall in love with one guy, and as soon as you interview one guy, you're going to say, oh, here's your contract offer. That's what people are saying. That's not how it works. They're not stupid over here at Tech. They're not going to offer a contract, and that's going to get around immediately because Sexton's going to put it out there. And then they can't get any interest from anybody. And then how does that affect things later? Have they gone over parameters? Absolutely. Of course they have. Have they talked about budgets? Have they talked about salary for him, his assistants? Have they talked about facility upgrades? This is what it could be with all this money. Absolutely. Sexton has every bit of financial information that he wants. But this whole thing, and the other thing that I've seen a lot are people saying, well, they're trying to leverage the buyout right now out of Penn State. They're working on the buyout. That is untrue. The buyout contract language is the buyout contract language. It doesn't change other than what happens, as the article that I referenced pointed out. Check it out, SI, about how he has to keep looking for a job and then how the money changes when he gets another job. Another school is not trying to change the contract buyout money. They can't. It's illegal, for one. And I've seen several people, well, right now, Tech's getting close to working out a buyout deal with Penn State. That's not true. That's not how it works. And that's how you know people are really just grasping at straws, trying to make it sound like they know the process, and that's not how the process goes. Let me just read it to you so I get it correct. And this is a good article, all right? And it's in Sports Illustrated. This isn't some random online whatever. Alex Weber is his name. Let's see here. No. Jimmy says, Kashi says that he's the favorite. No, I don't care about any of that. Let's see here. All right, so here you go. Penn State also stands to benefit if Franklin does land another job. After they obtained a copy of his 2021 contract and previously reported that the 10-year deal Franklin signed in 2021 included several key clauses that could mitigate the buyout of the deal's remaining years. Franklin's 2021 contract said that Penn State's buyout payments would be offset by any salary that he makes at his next job in football. It's already written in the contract. The deal also stated that Franklin must diligently search, which we've talked about here a number of times, for another position appropriate for his skill set and make good faith efforts to obtain the maximum reasonable salary in his next position. It's in his contract. It's a legal document. So whether or not Franklin wants to coach again, he's sort of contractually obligated to do at least search for the new position. And that's the only obligation that he has. So the people that are trying to say, well, Tech's up there right now, going through the language of the buyout, it's written in his contract. Tech has a pool of money they're going to spend on their head coach. They're not going to adjust it to change the buyout. You can't do it, for one. It's written in his contract. Hey. Exactly, Tebow. They're not just talking. They're not just going to offer one guy. Would I be surprised? No, I made the prediction, 2 weeks ago, I thought he was going to be the head coach. 2 or 3 weeks ago. I pulled that back this week. I took away that prediction. I don't know. But I do know this. There's a lot of stuff out there that's not true. And I do mean a lot of stuff out there that's not true. And the biggest untruth of all this, there's two things that I know unequivocally aren't true. One, Tech has not offered a formal contract for him to sign, which many people are saying that Jimmy Sexton has a contract. No. And secondly, Tech can't change the contract buyout Why would Penn State do that with a guy that they've dismissed? It's a legal document. Oh, hang on. Let's go get the 21 contract that this AD did not sign off on, by the way, the one at Penn State, I mean. Oh, yeah, let's do that. Let's help him out. No. Good morning, Rodney. Good to see you yesterday too, brother. I'm not really fired up. I think people are trying to be first. I think people are trying to say, see, I told you so. I've never been that way. In the history of this show, we've been on for 15 years. The only time that's ever happened, and that was because Wes Durham gifted us the ACC information when he was at the meeting. What was that, 2003, 2004? We were sitting there, and he didn't have a show, and he didn't have all this stuff going on. And he goes, hey, Rick, we just broke out of the meeting. And he was at Georgia Tech then as the voice of the Yellow Jackets. Broke out of the meeting, and Virginia Tech's going to get an offer to join the ACC along with Miami and Pitt and Syracuse. He goes, I just wanted you to have that if you wanted to go ahead and do that. So I said, okay, I'm going to do it. And we did it. We announced it. And then, of course, the very next day it blew up. It happened. And then we got kind of put in another week. We just, at that point, the show kind of really exploded. So, talking hands, Rick. Yeah. Exactly, Tebow. Tech can't negotiate Franklin's buyout at all. Sexton can't negotiate Franklin's buyout because it's written in the contract. It's going to be offset by the salary that he makes at Tech. All right? And it's going to be offset by the salary that he makes anywhere that he ends up being a head coach. It's right there. I just read. It's right there verbatim in that article. People are acting like they're going to go and rewrite the buyout clauses that he agreed to along with it. Sexton himself agreed. Thanks, Rodney. They are great T-shirts, man. They are. Thanks to Brandon again at Top Shelf. They're awesome shirts. Awesome shirts. And if anybody wants one today, I'll be at Dedmon. Catch me today. If not, it'll be sometime next week. So, Tori and George, I'm mailing yours out today. Friday Night Lights, indeed. Bobcats and Appomattox, right? Let's go, Bobcats. I want all the local teams to do well. I know some of them are going head-to-head. So I hope everybody has a great opening playoff Friday night. Something special about it. By the way, thank you for nobody wanting me to sign their shirt. Everybody was saying, $10 more for an autograph? No. No. I can't ever imagine any spot in the world where I would charge someone for an autograph. The question would be, why in the hell would you want one? Okay. I mean, I've had a few, but no. All right, let's go over the schedule. I'm getting a lot of people on the text line. All right, so locally, we got Auburn at Giles tonight. George Wythe and Narrows. Perry McClure and Grayson County. Bath County and Craig County. Nelson County and the juggernaut that is Glenver. Appomattox, Radford. We just talked to the guys about James River and Floyd. Dan River and Gretna. Western Albemarle and Heritage. Abington, Magna Vista. Northside and Carroll County. Vikings and the Cavs. Bassett and William Byrd. Cave Spring and Lord Botetourt. Blacksburg. Go Bruins. Against GW Danville. UC Glass, Jefferson Forest. Franklin County and Patrick Henry. PH went undefeated, by the way. Douglas Freeman and William Fleming. And that's it for our local squads tonight. Good luck to you all. Everybody have safe travels as you travel to support these young people. For $100, you can get Rick's autograph and get a call after game with him. $1,000. No. Signed shirt and a steak sandwich for lunch with Rick. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. I hear James Franklin wants a BDST shirt as part of his contract, but Rick won't give it up. Free shipping. No, I am the holdup, Wayne. I am. Oh, I love the McClellan chiropractic chat. I am. It's something I've been covering up. I am the holdup. He's trying to force me to create a hoodie. And I just said, Coach, I don't have that budget. Well, and Jimmy says, well, we're not signing. Do you do that? We want a hoodie. We want a hoodie. Good stuff. Good stuff. Need that here on a Friday with a very busy travel weekend ahead. All right. Mike Ashley, open mic coming up a little bit later on. And Jen the Gamecock Girl, now from Tech Sideline. He, like I, tiring of all the rumors. Will Stewart, with his Diet Mountain Dew, we are a Pepsi-supported program. What's going on, man? How are you?
So tired of all of it.
Oh, my gosh. Have you seen the new Frankenstein?
How's my mic volume today? I messed around with my mic settings because I thought I've been quiet on your show.
I think it's okay.
Good. All right.
Yeah. I think you sound good.
So people are going to be able to hear me? Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. We got you.
Anyway, what were you saying before I interrupted you?
Have you seen the Frankenstein movie, the new Frankenstein movie? It's on Netflix.
No, haven't seen it. Is it worth it?
It's great. Yes. It's actually a great production from Hollywood. I'm surprised. And one of our chat room people watched it. T-Bill watched it. There you go. Yeah, it's good stuff, man. Good stuff. How are you? How's the message board?
I looked at our subscriber board the other day, and the first 10 threads, like 8 of them weren't even about sports. They were about, I don't know, the Aurora Borealis and.
That's great, though. I like that. That's cool.
Well, you don't want it to get out of hand, because what happens is new people come in, like new subscribers come in, and they land on a message board full of a bunch of old guys talking about their colonoscopies, and you have to have more of a welcoming environment for new subscribers.
All these false rumors that are going around, you might need a colonoscopy after all that. So,
you like the hoodie look?
I do like the hoodie. Everybody's asking me for hoodie. I can't afford hoodies, guys. Sorry, I'm a one-man show here. That's a nice look.
In honor of Bill Belichick.
Yes, you gonna cut off the sleeves and show off the guns? I know you work out.
Well, this is true. I don't know, man. It's like a $30 or $40 sweatshirt. I'm not cutting the sleeves off.
No. Coleman could get away with that, right? Coleman could get away.
Well, Coleman has to. He's busting out.
He's got to. He's got to cut off the sleeves.
We had a hilarious moment on our podcast yesterday where I don't know what segued into this, but Chris goes, I was at an event at Hooters one time in Roanoke with Lee Corso. And then he keeps talking. And I'm like, wait a minute.
When did this happen?
I was like, you went to Hooters in Roanoke with Lee Corso? And he goes, no. I was at an event, a Lee Corso event at Hooters in Roanoke. So anyway, it led to this whole thing where he looked up the picture on his phone, and he was a junior in college. He was 20 years old, still had hair. It was really it was something to look at. He was like, Chris is like 42 now, so it was this picture of him with Lee Corso when he was 20 years old.
I just
He
think it's
wasn't
funny.
he wasn't as jacked.
I think it's just funny that Lee Corso had an event at Hooters.
Apparently, Lee Corso goes around and talks all kind of trash about when he and Burt Reynolds were playing football for Florida State. And Corso's like, I had the car and Burt had the looks. We were pretty popular.
Hey, along those lines, I just watched Smokey and the Bandit a couple nights ago for the
that movie has aged pretty well.
I agree. It has.
That the chemistry between him and Sally Field is phenomenal.
He fell for her immediately. He fell for her immediately, by the way. That's when they started dating.
How could you not? She was cute. And they drove the hell out of that Trans Am.
They had multiple. 21 of them, I think, went through that show.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And the secret is that those cars weren't really that fast. They were after the catalytic converter age had kicked in and car companies were struggling with getting power out of engines. But man, they drove that thing like it was 400 horsepower, man. The movie and Jackie Gleason, man. Jackie Gleason is just classic.
It made the whole movie, and he ad-libbed a lot of. He just said, "Go, Jackie, do your thing. This is what kind of the parameters of what we want you to say, and take the scene for what it is, and just go." It's just brilliant. It's so funny. It's just good.
Yeah, but like I said, it's aged pretty well. So good for you, man. That's a good movie.
Yeah, you got to watch that from time to time. You got to keep that in your wheelhouse from time to time. And the music's great. So
yeah, Eastbound and Down.
And at the beginning, it's Westbound and Down. Little known fact that we brought up here on the show. When they're traveling from Georgia to Texarkana, that first time they play it, it's Westbound and Down. Because you see they're going west.
Oh, the whole thing about you couldn't sell Coors beer east of Mississippi.
It was bootlegging.
You watch the movie and you're like, well, I saw Coors in the grocery store just yesterday.
What do you mean? It's right. I've got it. Look, I'm taking it home.
Pop culture mecca here, man.
Pop culture mecca. Yeah. People love that too. Every time I bring something up like that, the board just goes crazy. People love it. And the text line. It's crazy. But
yeah. So anyway,
right,
you were ranting about James Franklin. For me, the whole week for me has just been a holding pattern, And what we're told is that they are, and apparently you were just ranting against this, but they're trying to.
Yes, I am.
It's something about the buyout, and they're trying to negotiate something with the buyout with Penn State, and that's what's dragging it out. So what rant did you just go on? What have you been hearing?
Just that's already been done in the contract that was signed in 2021. There's no changing the legal document that Jimmy Sexton agreed to upon Franklin getting another job or leaving Penn State, having been dismissed. It's right there. It's in the article that came out last night in Sports Illustrated, where now they have Franklin the front runner for the Arkansas job. So this whole thing is already a legal document. I mean, what's he going to go back and do now? It's offset by whatever contract he signs at the next school. So Tech's got a certain amount of pull, whether it's 8, whether it's 10, whether it's 12. Then how does that cut into it? Tech's not sitting there going, well, how much do we need to offer to help out with the buyout? No, it's written right there in the contract. I just read the article. It has the contract information in it. How are they negotiating? And people were saying, well, they're getting close to getting this settled. There's nothing to settle. It's already done. You know what I mean?
I don't know. So wait a minute. Let's back up a little bit. When you say Sports Illustrated article, there's all kinds of Sports Illustrated articles these days. There's the AI bot 20-year-old media student crap that they write, and then they probably got some legitimate writers. What are you reading? Like, who wrote it?
This is Alex Weber, who I did look up. He's an actual SI writer. So it wasn't one of those that just says, hey, we're Sports Illustrated,
Right. Man, that brand has been dragged through the mud.
Oh my God. Well, they decided to go political, and that, well, you know what happens when you do that.
Well, they got bought by some group called Maven, I think was the name of the group. I don't think Maven owns them now, but Maven strips down plugs in a bunch of clickbait,
Absolutely.
and then resells. And man, that's when the brand really got destroyed.
And that's how I knew this was legitimate, because you can't read the article without that crap popping up everywhere. You're just like, no,
Yeah.
read the article. But here it is. He says Franklin's 2021 contract said that Penn State's buyout payments would be offset by any salary that he makes at his job in football. Yes. The deal also stated that Franklin must diligently search for another position, which we've talked about ad nauseum, appropriate for his skill set, and make good faith efforts to obtain maximum reasonable salary, whether that's coaching or broadcasting, whatever, in his next position. That's in the 2021 contract when he signed the 10-year extension. How is that going to change? People are saying Tech's trying to get that changed, or Penn State wants that changed. This AD didn't sign that contract.
So
Sexton did.
You know? Well, one theory that's being floated is that Virginia Tech, for example, has put together a contract where, let's call it a 6-year contract. I don't know what the term on it is, but it's a 6-year contract where VT pays him $5 million a year the first 3 years, and they pay him $12 million a year the last 3 years. So if you do the math on that, that's $51 million. And those numbers are just examples. Let's say the numbers were different. So it's a backloaded contract where the average comes out to $8, $9, $10 million a year, but the first 3 years are just $5 or $6 million. So Penn State's on the hook for $2 or $3 million. So that's the contracts that, and again, this is a rumor / theory. That's the contract Franklin signs with Virginia Tech, which puts Penn State on the hook to pay money. So Sexton is taking that contract to Penn State and going, do you really want me to do this? Do you really want to litigate this or argue about this? Or do you just want to give us $5 or $10 million now and be done with it? And he'll sign whatever contract he wants to with Virginia Tech. So that's, that sounds like a Sexton game that he would play. Doesn't sound like it's in really good faith on Virginia Tech and Franklin's part if they were to do something like that. But that's what you do when you negotiate. You put something in front of the other party and you tell them you're going to do it. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. And instead of getting dragged through the courts and through this public scrutiny, Penn State says, sure, here's $5 million, go away, we're done. What do you think about that?
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's reality. I mean, I don't know why Franklin would do that. That doesn't, he's already got buyout money that's written in that contract. I don't know.
Yeah, but to get that buyout money, he's basically got to do nothing. And if he wants
correct,
to coach,
that's right. That's why he's got all the leverage. That's exactly right. He didn't have to do a thing. And he might be doing all this just for that. Hey, I tried to get jobs. I got all that money coming to me now, guys. I tried. It didn't work this cycle. I guess I can just chill out for a while.
So back to this SI article about Arkansas being the front runner. What else gets said there? Sorry for people that have already listened to the rant and listened to you talk about it, but
it was just that. It was just people were trying to act like that. This is the whole. I've heard people say that's the sticking point. The whole trying to get the Penn State buyout settled.
Right. No, I was asking about Arkansas being the front runner. How good is that intelligence? I don't know about that.
Let me see here. A lot of it came out last night when this dreaded. I don't even know what the hell Kalshi is. I guess it's a betting.
Oh, right.
I don't even know what that is.
See, I have a theory that everybody's quoting that. I have a theory that Sexton.
What is that?
I don't know. It's some betting line thing. I think Sexton's feeding info to that because I've had people send me screenshots of their odds of Franklin becoming the Virginia Tech head coach, and it slams all around day to day. And I think that's because Sexton's calling them up and saying, "Oh, here's what's happening now," and he could be just making stuff up. But anyway,
the percentage went up in Arkansas's favor now, higher than Virginia Tech by Kalshi. And the fact Jerry Jones said some things yesterday. Of course, he's going to donate a lot of money. Being an Arkansas guy, he knows he's not going to be around too much longer. He's going to give them a lot of cash for their next coach and their NIL, and they're tying that in there and all that. And they're giving his background and the things like that, and the comments he's made about the SEC in the past and all this, because he was at Vanderbilt. And then they talk about how Arkansas is kind of like Tech. They want a name. They want somebody to come in. So that's why they think those two schools are probably in the same mindset, if you will.
Yeah.
So we'll see, because they're going to get Bobby Petrino, though. He's going to be out of there pretty quickly. So It's a lot of the same speculation we're seeing from Tech fan that Arkansas fan has now, is what it is.
Well, and that makes sense. And certainly Arkansas's got a lot of money. And if push comes to shove, if they get to the right people and get them to donate, they got more money than Virginia Tech.
No, no question.
You know,
no question.
There's Tyson Chicken down there, I think, and there's Walmart, of course, and there's Jerry Jones. And,
yeah.
You know, I hate that Virginia Tech gets into this stuff with other schools, and Virginia Tech doesn't have that guy. Like Penn State's got I can't remember their name, but it's the family that owns the Buffalo Sabres, you know, and they can
the Pagulas,
right. And are they part owners of the Bills or full owner of the Bills also?
Yeah. It's something. Yeah, all of it. Yeah.
So that's mega money. They can drop $100 million, you know, and we probably talked about this before. That family dropped $100 million to build an ice skating rink, and Penn State went from a club ice hockey team to an NCAA ice hockey team because somebody built them $100 million arena and then gave them $5 million a year of operating funds. And nobody affiliated with Virginia Tech is going to do that.
That's right.
And you go down to freaking Arkansas, and they got multiple people who can do that if they want to, if they choose to. But you know, Virginia Tech has promised, and that's part of what I think is going on here, because I was told, I don't know, probably a couple of weeks ago that Virginia Tech had offered Franklin a $30 million roster, and that meant $15 million in rev share and $15 million in NIL. And that's what Sexton and Franklin had wanted. And then suddenly a week later, it's $35 million that they want. Well, I smell Arkansas and all that. They go down and talk to Arkansas, and Arkansas is like, sure, we'll do $35 million. So they go back to Virginia Tech and say, well, how about $35 million? You know, and so I do think there's some talking to Arkansas going on. I don't know how serious it is. For me, it boils down to he's a better fit at Virginia Tech. There's that. It's the Mid-Atlantic recruiting region. If he wants to go down to Arkansas, I don't even know where they get their players from. Probably Texas, Oklahoma. I don't know.
Yeah, they get some of the scraps from Florida too. Yeah, they get a lot of Texas kids. They do.
So it's not his natural recruiting territory like the Mid-Atlantic is. And the other thing is, sure, if you want to go down there and get paid a ton of money and get fired in 3 years like every other Arkansas coach in the history of the universe, go ahead. If that's what you want, go for it.
Well, you know, one argument I thought Tech had in its favor, your very own Andy Bitter kind of squashed yesterday. This whole thing about it's an easier path to the playoff in the ACC. And he made a good point. He said, well, maybe not, because the ACC's champion could be left out this year. He goes, if you're fourth in the, you know, even if you're not a top 2 or 3 team in the SEC, the way they're controlling the at-larges, and they will be, it's going to expand again to 16. And the SEC wants that because they want more teams. And all of a sudden, you go to a place like Arkansas, you finish 4th, but you have a good record and you lose to, then all of a sudden your chances might be better than if you win the ACC. I hadn't thought of it like that, but maybe he's right. I don't know.
Well, yeah, 3 years ago, 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, when the playoff was 4 teams, that was a legitimate argument. These days, yeah, you can finish 4th, 5th, or 6th in the SEC and still make the playoff.
Yeah, it was a good point. So
and so yeah, all you got to do is put together a good roster at Arkansas, have a good year, be ranked 15th the following year, and win some football games, and the whole system's rigged, you know, because the SEC teams. And by the way, the SEC plays 9 conference games, right?
Yeah, they're starting next year. Correct. Yes.
Yeah, so that's another way in which they're rigging the system. You don't play anybody outside. You don't play anybody any good outside. No. And then you all play each other and you all beat each other. And everybody's like, oh, look at that. Wow, look at that, man. The SEC is great. How do we know they're not playing anybody but themselves?
I know.
You know, and meanwhile, you're at Virginia Tech and you're ranked 20th to start the season and you lose one game, pow, you're out and you're not coming back in.
I know.
I don't know. It's a valid argument.
I'm with you. I don't know. Do you okay, I know he'll fit in terms of recruiting.
Right.
But do you feel like, just personally, you've been through this a lot since you started Tech Sideline? I mean, I know I'm not talking about the head coaches, but other coaches, you've seen other sports and so forth, because Frank was there, and obviously by then he was, you know, on his way to launch into what he was, a Hall of Famer. But do you feel like he is a a good fit for Tech outside of what he could bring in recruiting. Just what we know about him, the way this thing's playing out, everything seems to be falling in line. What you hear about the guy. What do you think?
I'm so glad you asked me that. It's 7:16. I got plenty of time.
Yeah, you're good.
Now, are you asking about cultural fit?
Cultural fit. Can he humble himself to come here? Can he be a guy that can? I know it's kind of a similar place up there, but this guy loves him some him, and I still want to know. I know some of the reason why Penn State let him go. There needs to be another shoe to drop there. I'm sure that the committee has, I'm sure that Bud, I'm going to quit saying committee. I'm sure that Bruce and Bud have vetted that situation. But for Penn State to willingly do this when he was in the playoff last year and eat that $50 million, and players are saying he wasn't.
Somebody didn't like the guy.
Something happened. Well, and players came out and said he wasn't bought in. Nobody has supported him on that team. Players he brought in have not supported him. That's a huge red flag to me that nobody seems to be focused on enough. And now everybody's saying he's going to come in here and be the savior. Well, what happened? He was just in the damn playoff last year. It's not like Penn State let him go because he wasn't getting them to a certain level. Yeah, he hadn't won some certain games that people are pointing out over his time, big games, but he did have them for a chance at a national championship last year. And that guy is gone after 5 games. Why?
I don't think he's a warm and fuzzy guy. Not sure how much anybody cares about that anymore. Let's say James Franklin gets hired in February. You're going to see him out there on the drill field in the snowball fight, yucking it up.
No. Which is fine. He doesn't have to.
I don't think so. And but that was all part of a dog and pony show anyway. That they wanted everybody to like Brent Pry. So they
correct.
Brent Pry didn't roll up to the snowball fight on a whim. He rolled up with like 3 or 4 Hokie Sports camera people to make sure everything got captured.
Happened to happen.
And put to music on social media, all that kind of stuff. So I don't, I don't think Tech fan, as you call them, really cares about that kind of stuff anymore. I think they want to win football games because they've had Justin Fuente, who the water bottle crinkling, football wonk, who was a really good football coach and had zero support and not a lot of love amongst the fans. They've had him. Then they've had Brent Pry, who was the exact opposite, who that the fans really liked. I still like Brent Pry. I got his cell phone number in my phone. I'm gonna call him up at some point. And say, hey man, let's go out. And Jen got all. You remember Jen met Brent Pry? Do you remember that? She met him at Farmhouse, I think.
Did she really?
Yeah. Sent pictures like, ooh, her and Brent. That's the kind of guy he was. Everybody loved him when they met him.
Great dude. Great dude.
I don't think Tech fans really care about that stuff anymore. So there's that.
Farmhouse. She's in chat. She said it was the farmhouse.
Isn't that what I said?
Yeah, is that what you were? Okay. I didn't recall
I think that's what I said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I certainly didn't say Applebee's or Outback or something like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, so there's that. He's not going to ingratiate himself to Tech fans, but he only needs to really ingratiate himself to the big donors, who are already lined up in case Virginia Tech hires him. Then there's media stuff. Pride didn't really run an open program, and I think Franklin will clamp down on that even more.
Yep.
And I'm kind of going off the rails here. Oh, the thing I actually like about Franklin is, so a couple things. You said that he likes him some James Franklin. Okay, that's the conventional wisdom. But some of the information I heard, this is probably about 2 weeks ago, that he was actually in town, went out to dinner with some members of the committee, and what was told to me was that he was actually rather humble's probably too strong of a word. He was introspective about his time at Penn State. That he sat there at the dinner and he said, ask me anything, and you can even ask me about the losses. So they started grilling him. What would you do different? And he went down his entire assistant coach list, and he said, I'd keep this guy. Shouldn't have hired that guy. If Virginia Tech hires him, he won't be bringing his defensive coordinator with him, is what I hear from that conversation. It seemed like a good hire at the time, but the defense is too complex for kids to pick up in the portal era when you need to plug and play quickly. So he was very introspective about it, the coaching hires that he had made. And when they asked him about individual games, he said, should have done this differently, should have done that differently. So he didn't come across, what I am told, he didn't come across as arrogant in that meeting. And I think the last thing I want to say about cultural fit is I think that part of what Fuente suffered from and part of what Pry suffered from is there are elements of that Virginia Tech athletic department that need to be blown up, just blown up.
One in particular.
And Franklin has the gravitas and the confidence and the arrogance to do that. One of the interesting things we were told is I think one area where Whit Babcock has really failed the athletic department is in properly structuring the Hokie Club and staffing it with people who are bona fide fundraisers who can really make it rain. He's failed to do that. Well, one of the things we're told is that if you hire James Franklin, he's not going to ask, hey, Whit, can you get the Hokie Club to do better? He's going to go straight to the fundraisers themselves and say things like, I promised the big donors this. I need $5 million to do that. Where's my $5 million? You know, he's going to shake the tree himself. He's not going to go straight to the donors himself, or maybe he will. Who knows? He's just not the kind of guy to sit around and get screwed by people who aren't doing their jobs as well as he needs them to do. And that's part of, man, it's time to just break clean. Get rid of the number 25 jersey. Get rid of some of the silly traditions. Keep Enter Sandman. Yeah, keep the lunch pail if you want to. I'm not huge on the lunch pail. Enter Sandman's the only hill I'm going to die on. Keep that, but blow everything else up. And he's the kind of guy that would be confident enough and arrogant enough to do that. And that's part of what Virginia Tech needs. So that is my thought on him as a cultural head. That was a lot. What do you think of that?
I still want to know what happened with that football team on the plane ride back from UCLA. I still want to know what happened the next week against Northwestern when they stopped playing for him. And I still want to know what's caused them to come out and offer criticism and why a school, when there's so much financial pressure on every athletic department across the country, even the ones that have all this money, was willing to let him go as quickly as they did. And they had the money raised from boosters in 48 hours. That, to me, is still a major concern. And I don't know if something's going to come out or maybe eventually it will. I don't know. But that, to me, I think should be more of a red flag to Tech fan. I'm not talking about going out and somebody saying, hey, I don't care whether he goes to McDonald's. I don't give a damn about that either. I'm not talking about that crap. I'm talking about what happened at Penn State. And if he's in the Big Ten, in the second biggest conference in this whole hideous business that is college football, how's he going to come and humble himself in Blacksburg, Virginia, and be a guy that's not going to create the same kind of scenario for a school that needs this to be its home run hire? It has to be a hit. It can't miss in any way. What if all of a sudden some of that baggage comes down with him, and then we start to see the implosion from within? That's my biggest question about all this.
Well, and I think that's a valid concern. And as you're talking, I'm sitting here thinking of additions to that and counterpoints. I think for those of us on the outside, team chemistry is a tricky thing. And when you lose it, it's gone and you can't get it back. And Brent Pry, the team, even when they were losing, they always played hard for him until they didn't, until they gave up 63 points in a row to Vanderbilt and ODU. I think it was 63. And that's when you're like, we got to fire the guy. He just got outscored 63-0 over 8 quarters of football. That was 4 quarters of football. That's the team had quit on Brent Pry. And it's hard to analyze afterwards what made that stuff happen. So here's a counterpoint. Penn State's a different animal. There's an arrogance about them as an institution. They'll say things like, "Oh, you don't go to Penn State unless you want to win a national championship." Well, sure, everybody says that, but they're kind of weird about it. They actually super mean it. So it can be hard to manage, particularly if you recruit. Wow, I don't want to say the wrong kind of players, but so that's a situation I don't quite understand. But let's go back to the Vanderbilt situation. They sucked before he got there. They sucked after he left. But I remember watching those Vanderbilt teams. They were chippy. They had an attitude, and they played hard. Can he bring that to Virginia Tech as opposed to whatever it was he brought to Penn State? Right?
Well, that's what Phil Omasian said. He said, I want the James Franklin interview when he interviewed at Vanderbilt. I don't want the one he went up to Penn State with.
Yeah.
He said, if you're going to interview him, you want that guy to sit down in front of you. The hungry guy trying to build something as opposed to the guy who kind of went in and said, I've already done this, but so that was interesting. So
now Phil as a guy, Phil changed the culture. Phil Omasian changed the culture of Virginia Tech football. Chris Coleman says this all the time. Chris Coleman knows a couple of guys that played for those teams, and we know Jeff Holland, who also played for those teams. And the players of that era will half jokingly tell you, yeah, we're not sure who the head coach was during that time period. Might have been Phil Omasian. I don't mean he was calling the plays and making the decisions. He was just setting the tone culturally.
He had a lot to say. Yeah, he did. You're right.
And so maybe that's another mistake that James Franklin made. How involved in setting the culture does the head coach need to be? If you've got the right assistants, they will set the culture. It's a tricky thing, Rick. And so you'd have to talk to people that were at Vanderbilt at the time. You'd have to find out about his assistant coaches there. I've never done that research. Why were they? And the Vanderbilt of that era is different from the Virginia Tech of this era, but there are some similarities. Vanderbilt was a historically bad program. Virginia Tech is not a historically bad program, but they haven't been good for a few years now. So they do need an attitude injection, just like Vanderbilt needed. Penn State didn't need an attitude injection at that point in time. It's two different situations. So, it's interesting to think about.
And it's also different because of the culture around the NIL now. You talk about creating a culture. It's so hard now to have to adjust. The ones that are doing it, I think it shows and how the teams play. Signetti's been able to do that in Indiana. We're seeing basketball programs talk to coaches all the time. I mean, and that's what they tell me, Will. They say the new trying to create a culture is different. It's so much different with these guys that are coming in, especially in college basketball places like Radford, mid-majors. They're there because of what they're getting. They're not there necessarily. It's different. So I wonder if he's had trouble adapting to that more than he thought. Because, when he was at Vanderbilt, that wasn't an issue. He could go build a program. Penn State, it evolved into this whole NIL battle. And I wonder if that's something he had trouble adapting to. I don't know. I'm just speculating because I can't imagine being a head coach now at this level, dealing with kids that are making $3-4 million a year,
And it's very transactional now in a way it didn't used to be. And if a kid doesn't like the vibe you're putting out, he'll just transfer.
He's just gone.
Money somewhere else.
Yeah.
So let's take the extreme case. You go to the Junction Boys when Bear Bryant was at Texas A&M. Is that where he did that?
Yeah.
Where he takes them out to the desert or whatever and damn near kills all of them.
Yeah.
That's the extreme case, but that's how you used to build culture, and you can't get away with stuff like that.
I know.
Nobody does stuff like that, but they do that. They try. If you try to do the more modern version of it, forget it, man. So you see pro teams quit on their coaches all the time, and now college teams are starting to quit on their coaches because it is all about the money. It's very transactional, and so you sit here and you're like, well, maybe he's not cut out for this era. Well, who the hell is? Nobody's cut out for this era. It is a pointless exercise.
Learning as we go.
Build team culture. Just put a roster together, put them in a position to win, and let it roll, and let the team leadership and being like you look at Indiana. It's easy for them to be fired up. They're number 2 in the country. They're right at the front of the pack. They're going to be self-motivated to continue to play hard. What if Indiana was 5-5 right now. How hard would they be playing for Signetti? It's a legit question.
But he's created that though. He created that by proper evaluations of kids who can handle getting paid, and he gets credit. I think they're not undefeated because they're not playing hard because they're undefeated. They're playing hard because they believe in the culture there in Signetti.
Yeah, but counter argument is he put together a really good coaching staff and they started winning games early. And like, look at the Vanderbilt situation. Who sets a tone on that team? It's that quarterback. It's not the head coach. It's not the assistant coaches. It's the quarterback. You put Kyron Drones on that team, and I don't mean that to badmouth Kyron. You put Tommy Castellanos on that team. Halfway decent quarterback, but he doesn't have the moxie that Pavia has. If Tommy Castellanos was Vanderbilt's starting quarterback, would they be this good? No. So a lot of it comes from the players themselves, and we're going to see a test case. Switching sports, Mike Young has put together a serious basketball roster. Those guys are really good, and all he's got to do is just coach them into it and let them go out there and play. And one of the things what time we got? Oh man, I'm running over, dude.
That's okay.
You need to sign off.
No, we're good. We're good.
One of the things I think Mike Young has to deal with makes it sound kind of negative, but he prefers to run more of a half-court offense and a more controlled pace. And he's got a team that can play in the open court. They're doing 75, 78 possessions a game, and really what Mike Young probably wants is like 65 possessions a game. But he's not going to be overbearing on those guys and set the culture when he's got guys that can play and stay motivated and do it their own way. So that's something I'll be watching throughout basketball season.
But my counter is they're setting the culture by the evaluation of the players they're bringing in. Clark Lee at Vanderbilt set the culture by bringing in Jerry Kill because he'd done his recruiting, he'd done his research and evaluation on Diego Pavi, this kid at New Mexico State that could come in and run the offense the way he had envisioned it. So I'm going to bring in Jerry Kill with him. That in itself creates the culture because of decisions you're making as the head coach. It doesn't necessarily mean you're coming every day and you're rah-rah and you're running them through the desert, but you're setting the culture by the players you're choosing to bring in this era, and that's what Brent Pry failed at time and again. It's about coaching evaluation right now is how you're setting your culture. So in a way, I get what you're saying. You're right. Pavia has changed that whole program around, but he wouldn't be there unless Clark Lee decided to bring him there.
Man, I would argue at the end of that 2023 season, Pry had culture locked in. They kept every player they wanted to keep at the end of 2023, and they added some really good ones from the portal. I thought at that point in time, the culture of the team was strong. And then they went out there and laid a damn egg against Vanderbilt and proceeded to lose other games. And suddenly you don't have a culture.
Yeah, some guys just can't coach.
Because your coaches suck, So
yeah,
you and I can go round and round about this. But ultimately,
some guys just aren't good at their job. Some guy, and he wasn't. I mean, he's a great dude. You said it, and you and I agree. He's a great dude. He just wasn't good as a head football coach. He didn't know how to run a program, and that's
so you
the
look.
bottom line.
You look at Mansour Delane. He's down at LSU now, one of the best corners in the country, and he was one of the best corners in the country in 2023. He was not in 2024, and you'd have to ask Mansour about that. But I wonder if he just kind of sniffed things out and he's like, well, okay, I guess I'll try not to get hurt here at Virginia Tech and skate out of here for more money.
You wonder, right? Because his coach got fired.
Ultimately, yeah, but he probably smelled it coming before then.
I mean, his new coach got hired. His new coach got fired.
Oh, that guy. Okay.
Good stuff, though. I guess you're not going to Tallahassee?
No, this is the first game that I have not seen in person this year. I've seen every other game in person. How about that? So I'll see 11 out of 12 in person.
Well, they got a shot tomorrow. We'll see. What was the consensus, real quick? What did you guys pick?
We all picked Florida State to win. Three of us picked a one-score game, which is kind of weird. Florida State's 0-4 in one-score games, so they're going to have to actually win a one-score game.
Yeah, I know.
And then two of us picked a pretty healthy margin for Florida State, and then the fans, last I checked, were picking Florida State to win like 78% clip. So you're right; it could go either way. It could go either way.
Yeah, should be tight. All right. Well, thanks for hanging on. Good debate as always, my friend. And enjoy your chill weekend. I'll be in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia, at the Greenbrier with basketball.
Some sort of tournament or something?
Yeah, they did that a few years ago. Radford was actually the first team that ever played up there. They turned that ballroom into a small arena that holds like 500.
Wow.
So we'll be up there playing 2 games back to back, Saturday and Sunday. They've got a mid-major division and they've got a major division. There's some Power Fours going to be. There's 4 Power 4 teams coming. So
when does Radford go to South Carolina?
that is next Tuesday. So that's part of this whole thing. It's
so it's all part of one trip.
Yeah,
right?
You get a round robin and you're guaranteed 1 P4 game. And we played South Carolina last year. They didn't want to have to play them again, but it was the only way it worked out. So we'll be heading there on Tuesday. So
yeah. All right, man. Have fun.
All right, brother. Be good. Enjoy your books.
Will do, man.
I was fired up about that yesterday when you showed me that. So
Got the Avengers omnis.
I know we got them all. You got them all.
I know you're Avengers guy.
Great stuff. I am. All right, man. Take care of yourself.
All right, Rick. Thanks.
Will Stewart joining us on the program. Jen the Gamecock Girl coming up in just a little bit. There's Mike Ashley with the aura of light behind him. Welcome, my son. Welcome to the light.
Very angelic here in Delaware today. Also 35 degrees. So I'm not going to walk on water. I'll walk on ice probably.
What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm good. I'm headed. We're actually, as soon as this show's over, I'm headed back to Fairfax for the rest of the weekend. So, we're
you love traffic there, don't you?
One on, one off. Yeah. Well, they've added a bunch of four-way stops here in Milton, the town I'm in up here. So, but that's okay because traffic is kind of crazy. The traffic thing that really bothers me. Last time I was in Roanoke, I noticed at Virginia Western Community College, sort of my alma mater. I went there 2 years, but they've added roundabouts at both ends of Colonial Avenue at the college. I'm going to tell you right now, community college kids are not ready for that. Those roundabouts where you got to make all those decisions about which lane to be in and where do I turn? How do I go straight? It's just not going to work. It's just not going to work. I'm afeared for traffic there.
I get it. I thought about you. Obviously, there's been a lot of back and forth. You are a Salem native. The baseball team there and their new identity not going over very well. And I understand why. Your thoughts, Mr. Red Jacket?
I'm gonna get to that if you let me save that.
Oh, okay, good. Oh, I didn't realize it was okay. All right, we'll wait.
A little bit of a history lesson with it too. So there you go.
But anyway,
what do you think about it? Have you commented on this already?
It's terrible. It's stupid. Yeah.
Well,
it's dumb. You use the back half of kayak. There's no yaks in this part. And it's just the whole thing.
No. There's no yaks on the ridge anywhere?
No, I don't. I mean, around Dedmond, I see a lot of deer, but I don't see any yaks coming out of the woods.
Oh, they tried so hard. I don't know if you saw the whole WDBJ actually televised the announcement so I could watch the whole thing. And they were trying so hard to sell this.
I can't wait. Is this going to be your open mic? Is this going to be your open mic?
Part of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Cleaning out some notes here, but I don't know. Some people I knew that were there live sending me updates during it. They were telling me, this is, oh my gosh. They actually were, I guess fans were so upset. Some of my friends were mad at the fans for being so mean that they now kind of are rooting for the Yaks. And that's really not the way to break out a new product. And it's all just to sell merchandise, right?
Exactly.
The yak and the kayak. And I keep wanting to call them, so many of these teams have river associated. So at first I was calling them the River Yaks.
I did too the other day. I did the same thing the other day. Yeah.
Because the River Turtles, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And It's been a long time since I've been Pulaski for a baseball game. Is that still as fun as it was back a few years ago?
Sadly, no. It's not. It's not the same because it's not the fault of the people up there. It's just when you lose the Major League Baseball affiliation, it takes so much out of it. That whole league, I think, is struggling. I mean, the App League lost all that thanks to the horrible leadership at Major League Baseball's level. They were one of the leagues that got stripped of that, trying to save money, in a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Of course.
So it's not the same. It's just you get summer league college baseball now, and it's just not the same vibe. It's not. They're doing the best they can with it. I'm not criticizing the people up there. They working their tails off. It's just, but no, it's not the same in any way, shape.
Well, in Salem, and I didn't get to a game last year, but I'm hearing the same thing because it's the Carolina League was always high class A.
Yes. Yeah.
And for people that know the difference, it is a big difference when you're a lower class A. Now the baseball's just not as good. And, is what I'm hearing. And, it wasn't always great before, but it was fun. The thing about it is the old ballpark, even Salem putting out those terrible teams some year, you were always in the game. It was like being at Fenway or Wrigley.
Yeah,
you were 1 3-run dinger away from being right back in the game. So there's always some drama. And that was just a fun place to watch a ball game. And the new place is beautiful. New. It's not new anymore, but it's 30 years old now but it's, it doesn't, my friend Ralph Barrier always had the great line about stadiums like this. It's charm free.
Yes, he's exactly right.
But this one, you do have the great view of the mountains, and that's what they're trying so hard to sell. But the people that really enjoy that are going to be out doing some of those things, biking and hiking and canoeing and all that. They're not going to sit there for a long, baseball game in those seats. So anyway,
we got to get Ralphie on here. That'd be fun.
You should. He's a very funny guy.
He is. Love Ralph. Real quick, before you get into open mic, I know you're not covering anymore because you're in retirement, but what do you think Maryland's going to do for a football? How do you think? I mean, I can't ask you who because I have no idea, but are they going to go on an extended search? Do you have confidence that they're going to be able to find somebody who can try to finally get some traction in that league?
Generally, everything for those of us that grew up in that area where you're talking to me from, we base everything on our knowledge of growing up with Virginia Tech. And let me tell you, the Maryland fans just don't emulate the passion that Virginia Tech fans do.
No.
And it's just too big a market. It's too hard to get to the games from many areas. And they just, not since Ralph Friedgen came in, if they had a coach that really galvanized the Terrapin community. Now they've got this, beautiful, they call it the shell. They took Cole Field House and built it into an indoor football, their indoor football practice facility. It's state-of-the-art medical facility there. And there's a tunnel that leads from Cole Field House into the stadium. And it's a beautiful setup out there for that. And that should be a boon in recruiting. And Mike Loxley has done that. He's recruited great. The problem is, and I think everybody can identify with this, I love Maryland's young talent. They got so many great freshmen this year. Zaire Mathis and Sydney Stewart. Those guys are as good defensive players as I've seen come in there in a while. And then Malik Washington is the real deal at quarterback so far. And so if you get rid of the coach who recruited them, are those guys hanging around? Do you go back to square one with a new coaching staff? And the thing about Loxley was he got here, he was the perfect man for the job back right after the Jordan McNair thing, the kid that died in the summer workouts.
Right.
Loxley is from this area. He knew that family even as he took over and kind of healed those wounds quicker than I think any other coach could have, and kind of held the program together through some tough times, a change of athletic director and all the things that were going on. And so many people in the athletic department gave him so much credit for that. And he's had a reputable program, but it's not where people want it to be. It's not where it should be. And I'm not sure that's all his fault, but people want big change, as we see regularly over and over again. So I'm afraid he'll fall victim to that. We'll see what happens. And I it's just going to be tough. It's you go back to square one trying to build up against Penn State and Ohio State and Michigan, and if Michigan State gets their stuff together, and then the West Coast schools in the league, it's just a really tough league, and Maryland just hasn't been able to get any traction yet.
But you made the point years ago, Mike, on the radio show. They wouldn't go back and change it, though, right? The getting into Big Ten, when it's done for them financially. I mean, they got out. I still think they're an ACC school, but, I get why they did it. They had to do it. You talked about that being a transitional period for their athletic department, their school as a whole. And they probably wouldn't trade it in, would they? I mean, they're in a power league now.
No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't, because they made so much more money. They're still making more money. And
yeah.
This is, again, what's wrong with sports. It always turns back to what's the money situation.
Yeah.
That's what we talk about with players, with coaches, with whole programs. And, I used to argue vehemently, especially about basketball, that the ACC was the best league in the country. Well, I can't even argue that anymore. It's not true. It's not true. The SEC and the Big Ten have passed everybody by, and the rest of us are just hoping they don't decide to come and take more of our schools and just blow up this thing any more than it already is. And the problem with athletics for me, I talk about this with fans all the time, and they think I know stuff, and I used to know stuff, but nobody knows stuff now, because I can't even begin to tell you where I think college athletics will be in 3 years, 2 years. Where's it going to be? What are schools like Radford going to do? What are schools like Virginia Tech going to do? There's, you're kind of caught in between. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. They tackled the golden goose, put their hands around its neck, and started strangling it and shaking it for more money. And this is what we're left with.
Yeah, 100%. I think
I've worked up before I do this commentary.
I think I've tapped into a future open mic.
Oh.
All right, well, let's do it.
Talking to stuff with people down there, but anyway.
Let's do it. I know you're going to incorporate the Ridge Jacks. Here is this week's edition.
That's part of this. You'll understand in a minute.
Of open mic.
Because, when I used to write a column in Roanoke, I would regularly clean out my notebook of all the sports things running around my brain and gumming up the works. Then I'd feel a lot better. So here's my dirty sports laundry this week, and I apologize in advance. Here we go. Tom Brady admitted to cloning his dog. No surprise, really. I'm pretty sure he was doing that to his slot receivers for years. I was shocked, I tell you, to learn that there was gambling in Major League Baseball. 2 Cleveland pitchers were charged with fraud and bribery, and now MLB joins the NBA and the FBI principal's office and in the outhouse of public opinion. If our games don't have integrity, what do we have left? Pro wrestling? If it was Mid-Atlantic like the old days, that wouldn't be bad. I was particularly upset that the indicator on baseball prop bets was a ball thrown in the dirt. Now I have to wonder, these many years later, if members of my Little League pitching staff were on the take. Wait a minute. I do remember my ace coming to practice in a brand new big wheel one day. The team of my youth, the Salem Pirates, rebranded again, this time to the Salem Ridgejacks. Wasn't crazy about it at first, but it's wacky and zany, and that passes for good quality marketing these days. I do wonder if they'll give away yak bags at any home games. Local New York Yankees fans who still avoid the Salem Red Sox affiliate might like that. No, Yankees fans don't like anything. As for the freshly minted Mac the Yak and a kayak taking all this flack, give him some slack. It's not the worst mascot we ever had. Anybody remember the Salem Bucks and Long Ball Silver? Long Ball Silver? Almost sounds pornographic. It was actually the 1982 Salem Redbirds who should have been X-rated with their 101-loss season. I only attended games then to watch Mark Gillespie bat, and because, beer. Shout out to anyone that remembers Gillespie. Mississippi State 11th round pick by the San Diego Padres, hit .292 in Salem with 26 dingers that year, and would toil for 10 minor league teams in 7 seasons because, baseball. By the way, he was Bob Teitelbaum's favorite player too. To add to our pain, the Nashville affiliated Oak Ridge Boys owned Redbirds played the song Elvira every 7th inning stretch. Painful. Giddy up. Got that stuck in my head thinking about this. Papa Mau Mau. There you go. Now I've passed it on. Personally, I have always lobbied for the local Roanoke Valley team to be named the Cheesy Westerns. And if you don't know that reference, well, you need to get to Roanoke more often late night. I got to admit, this year's World Series gave me a little of my old baseball wah back. Also, Shohei Ohtani is Benjamin Franklin, Benny the Jet Rodriguez among his childhood friends in the Sandlot movie. He's just so much better than all the other kids. By the way, pitchers and catchers report to training camp in warmer climes in just 90 days. Thanksgiving turkey and fixings report to my belly in less than 2 weeks. More detail on that developing situation next week. Stretchy pants on deck, pass the gravy.
Love it. Love it. And then next week we'll hear about and then next week we're going to hear about how mad he is about money in sports.
No, I'm that every day.
True. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
I already talked about this on the show. It's like whenever I'm talking sports, it always comes back to money, whether it's your team your pro team being able to hang on to all the guys they've got, are they too good? Oh my gosh, we can't keep Micah Parsons. He makes too much money, or now in college, it's like Virginia Tech being, have we got enough money to buy out our coach so we can go buy a new coach, and then and they're not the only ones. They were just kind of ahead of the trend this year, but I'm kind of shocked that's shocked. I tell you that people are buying out their coaches so quick. But on the sports side, I get it. But where is the sanity? Where are the people making good decisions and saying, hey, it is college athletics. We're shaking this team up by the rules right now. Just are not good. Just they went from where it was too tough for kids to matriculate to other schools to now it's way too easy. And I don't know. There's got to be some accountability somewhere in there, and it hasn't even come from the president's offices, in terms of what they're willing to do to be successful. And then anybody that looks at those frightening lists of the highest paid state employees in each state, it's always the football coach at the big school in the state, and that's probably not how we should be running our society. But hey, there's bigger fish to fry. 100%. And I'll eat one if you have one there.
You love seafood.
I did. I had some last night.
There you go. See? All right, my friend. Have a great time. We'll be in West Virginia this weekend for the.
Yes, you guys have a good time up there. That's a wonderful place to go see a game. Our fans should go up there and do that because I had a blast up there. I just can't do it this year for some other reasons. But anyway, yeah. Goober says hey, and
hey,
look
Goober.
forward to seeing everybody.
All right, be good, brother. Take care, man. Mike Ashley, great stuff. Open mic here on the program. I want to thank all of our sponsors once again. I want to thank the Ready Set Fund. Bob Christ, thank you so much. Reach out to Bob, BOBCRIST11@gmail.com. If you have a team or something else that needs to raise money, figure it out, man. They've got text messages ready to go. The Floyd County softball team raised $4,000. Great stuff. Professional Door Incorporated, residential commercial garage doors. Thank you very much, Travis Williams, for sponsoring the text line in the program. And go see him. They need workers. Just walk in. You don't have to make an appointment. Just walk in. Give them a call. Whatever you want to do. Help them out. You're going to be glad that you did. If you're willing to work, he'll train you. You're going to be very happy. Thanks to National Bank, member FDIC, the exclusive banking partner of BDST here on YouTube. Little River Heating and Air, Charles Lee, 1095 Radford Street in Christiansburg, 540-553-2971. Don't get caught with cold temperatures. Let them come and at least service your units. They will never haggle and try to charge you too much money. The BDST Fan Question of the Week brought to you by the attorney Ryan Price, 701 West Main Street in Radford, and Georgia Tech. And Louisville were your picks to go to the ACC title game in this week's question. Thank you so much, Pulaski County Sports and Entertainment, the presenting sponsor of this program. Jonathan Sweet will join us coming up on Monday. We're going to talk about the racetrack being open once again. Family fencing, free quote, 540-200-8294. We've already read you the new faxes. They're going to work through the winter. Winter is actually one of the best times of year to get your new fence installed. So give them a call. Free estimates. Again, 540-200-8294. FamilyFencingNRB.com. Thanks to Mark Hundley McClellan Chiropractic, 540-200-8294. Don't let your back ache. Go get fixed up, man. And Mark is the best. And he has a great a way with people, not just fixing you, but just the way he interacts with you. Thanks to James Lawson, 300 North Franklin Street in Christiansburg. James Lawson, owner and huge Virginia Tech supporter. Give James a call at 540-381-8011. And the NRV Super Bowl, 25 years they've been serving the community. 540-382-5525. Reserve your lane now. Go see Brad Harvey, Harvey's GM in Radford, and get your next vehicle. He'll search. He won't rest until he finds the specific vehicle you're looking to purchase. Let him help. Jen the Gamecock Girl will join us here momentarily. We'll have our college picks. Let's get caught up here. Where are we here? Jason's saying, who on X is saying an announcement is coming today or tomorrow about James Franklin coming to Blacksburg? Are they? Is this like credible people? Let me see. I mean, I don't know how I can even find it. Let's see. Let me know who you got that from, Jason. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, I'm sure they are. I'm sure everybody's going to say all sorts of things. If it's not like On 3 Sports or Pete Thamel, let's call the whole thing off. I wouldn't put a whole lot into it. When it's one of those people, then you can go, hey, Tech, you got your wish. Tech fan, you seem to be enamored by one guy the whole time. You're going to get him. Good luck. We'll see. We'll see. Pete Camel. Who is Paul Collins? I've never even heard of Paul Collins. Tell you what, when somebody lists something like that, tell me how many account followers that he has. Check that out for me, Jason. And check out what his bio says. Paul Collins. I'm guessing he has less than 1,000 followers. I don't know who that even is. I have no idea who that is. Yeah, Pete Camel. 404. There you go. Yeah, I wouldn't think that would be what you would call a valid source. He's breaking that news, but he has 400 followers. Watch out. Watch out. All right. Now comes my favorite time of the week because I get to hang out with pretty people. It's Jen the Gamecock Girl. How are you?
Better now. Thanks for the sweet little setup there.
You like that?
I do. Thank you.
Where are you?
I'm in a very boring hotel room. Can you see?
I could kind of tell. Yeah.
I'm in Charlottesville, and
I'm really
just here tonight. Well, last night and this morning, and then I'm going to Fredericksburg to see my brother for the weekend.
What are you doing in Charlottesville?
I saw some of my Christiansburg friends here. And then I'm staying the next 3 nights in Fredericksburg to celebrate my brother's 60th, which is crazy for me to think about.
Wow. No, chat, you're all pretty, but you're not Jen pretty.
What is chat saying? I can't see without my glasses.
I said, now I get to hang out with pretty people. And they said, are we not pretty, Rick? The chat people took offense.
Hi, chat people.
You're beautiful, chat people. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so you're in Charlotte. So you're in the same state. Wow, look at you. Wait a minute, that means things, right? Because James Franklin was down in Old Dominion last night, so that means he's been hanging out at Tech all week. So if you've been in Charlottesville, that means you've had to be home here in Christiansburg all week.
I have not been home at all. I promise. You have not been shunned. I drove directly here from Columbia yesterday. I would let you know. I would at least try. Now, are you going to let me know when you're in Columbia for Radford?
Yeah, we worked all that out yesterday. Neil and I are coming down same day on Tuesday, so we won't be coming down the day before because it's a 7:00 game. For some reason, I had in my mind that it was an afternoon game, but it makes sense. It's Tuesday.
Okay, so you're trying to tell me you're not gonna hang out with me?
Well, no. I mean, if you want to come down, and aren't you going to the game?
I will be at the game. I'll come see you at the game.
What? Don't you work? You work. It's Tuesday.
I actually do work. Yes.
See? What? No, you're yelling at me. We wouldn't get to hang out anyway.
Well, I mean, gotta at least see you and hug you. Gotta take a selfie.
Well, that's gonna happen. I mean, that'll happen. Yeah.
Okay. Selfie needed.
And you don't get off to what, 5?
Yeah. I might be able to leave a little bit earlier. What time? You said the game's at 7, right?
Yeah, we'll already be at the arena. See, we have to be at the arena for interviews and stuff like that.
Well, maybe I can get down there a little early and walk down. It's a block. I work 1 block from the basketball arena.
Okay, well, you just walk right in then. You got your ticket, or you get in free, don't you? How does that work with you guys?
I know people, so I get stuff. So I don't know what the normal person does, but I just know that I am grateful for connections. So
it's the pretty people discount, ladies and gentlemen.
No, it's just friends being generous and sweet. So that's how I will get in, is that way.
Is that a new hat? Is that the 3rd different Gamecock hat we've seen?
No, this is from
number
1.
Okay.
Yeah, number 1 is back. I think I won twice with you, actually.
That's Sir Big Spur.
Well, it's not officially. It's not branded. It's not a South Carolina branded item.
Oh,
it's
you got a knockoff hat, is what you're telling me.
It's a fashion statement that happens to work for Gamecock fans. So I love it. I wear it a lot.
I'm going to die on the hill, though, that Sir Big Spur greater than Cocky. I'm dying on that hill. Yeah, see? I mean, what the hell is that? You give me Sir Big Spur, I know I'm looking at a prime rooster ready to go out and cause some damage, right? I hear him at the game. They have to leave him tied to that rock for a reason, because if they don't, he's going to be out there kicking ass, right? What's Cocky doing? Cocky's let himself go, right?
What?
Yeah,
are you insinuating that he doesn't look healthy? Or
I think he's got a pretty large midsection, right? I know. I can relate.
There's not a problem being a little bit bigger around the equator. I mean, he's just enjoying some good Southern cooking.
No, yeah, exactly. Nothing wrong with that.
Banana pudding.
That's not really intimidating running around the football field. That's all I'm saying.
He's very cute, though. His face is expressive, don't you think?
Well, maybe that's what's wrong with Shane Beamer's program. Our mascot is cute.
Well, most of the suit people are cute. Like, think of a suit like a thing that goes on a human, a mascot suit that's scary. Other than Wake Forest, and that's scary, but I don't think it's meant to be scary.
I like that. I think they should make it like intimidating. The Spartan, I think Sparty, Michigan State's got a scary face.
He has the fake abs, right? Like
he does. He does.
Who else is that? Okay, that's a good one. Who else?
Well, here you go. Let's go back to the beginning of our relationship, folks.
Okay.
And we won't share the personal side of that. You remember what you used to make fun of me about when I used to like UCLA? What did you used to? You never let it in. What did you say?
Yay! Those little guys.
Right? Joe and Josephine Bruin would run around, and you would make fun of how they always were happy and just had this smile. Yay. And you used to say, how can you expect to be a good football program when you've got, happy mascots running around?
Well, but it's different. Like in South Carolina's case, we have the live mascot that's more, like you pointed out, more realistic, more presence. And Cocky's more of an entertainer.
Does he actually entertain, though?
He does.
What does he do? What does he do during the game?
Very good dancer. He conducts the band.
He's a very good dancer.
He has like a magic trick during pregame.
Oh, really?
Entrance, where he makes his appearance and there's smoke and he comes out, and it used to come out of a box. It kind of looked like a shower curtain though that was covering it, and they They got rid of the shower curtain-y thing. So now he's in a caboose entrance and
Making my point for me, You're kind of helping me out here with my point.
No, he's an entertainer. I'm gonna stick by that.
Does he get response? Like, do people actually, hey, it's Cocky? Or are they just like, oh boy, hey, here comes Cocky?
No, he's very beloved. He's won the mascot of the year a few times. I understand Hokey Bird has as well. I think he won it around that same time in the 90s or 2000. I don't know. Look it up. Google it. He's won it several times. I think at least 2.
But then you see the reaction when people walk by Sir Big Spur. It's different, isn't it? They're like, yeah, look at that guy. He's ready to go to war. Let's go.
Well, I told you he's surprisingly snuggly too. When you hold him, Sir Big Spur he kind of feels a little cuddly. Like he doesn't feel like what you would think. His keeper is a friend of mine, so I've gotten to hold him a lot. What were you going to say? I'm sorry.
We're on YouTube now, so why not? Wayne just asked, do you know if Cocky needs the blue pill to get up for the game?
Oh, gosh. We're up for every game, Wayne. Every single game. Now, we may not.
I don't think the record indicates that.
We may not always look at the end, but in the beginning, we're optimistic.
So the latest Shane Beamer meltdown came in his latest press conference. Imagine that, when he was asked about his poor choice of offensive coordinator hire. Did you see that?
I did. I think he needs some coaching on how to answer that question next time.
Dude, he can't control himself. It's just crazy how he comes across. You think he has any idea? He has no idea.
He was very defensive in it, and I felt for him because he clearly had prepared for that answer and
still blew it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have advised him to handle it that way. And we've known as fans that he has missed on those hires. And
yeah, the results speak. Yes.
Well, Norris Sellers, he's the most naturally gifted quarterback I think I've ever seen. I mean, obviously I haven't followed South Carolina before my lifetime. I was not able to, but I mean, he is really so impressive. And if we just,
I don't know. Who was Holtz
year?
Who was Lou's best quarterback? Lou Holtz.
Maybe Phil Petty.
Okay. So I'm thinking Spurrier. What was the kid's name at Spurrier had that you guys?
Stephen Garcia.
Who?
Stephen Garcia.
I think that kid was good.
He is, and he's a character. He's really fun, and he now does a podcast about Gamecock football, and he's very honest and unfiltered. He used to get in trouble a lot for some of his behavior when he was active with us, but I love him. He's someone that everybody loves. He's someone that unites the fans.
You think you've had two? Let's just say it. Two of the best that ever do it. Lou Holtz always won. Didn't matter. Anywhere. Steve, he turned programs around. I'm not saying he got you to a championship level, but he made programs. I mean, he won a bowl game at William & Mary, for God's sake. Got a national title at Notre Dame. Then you bring in Spurrier, the old ball coach who you love. You had those two quality guys. Then you traded down considerably with Muschamp.
Who's dead to me.
He was right after Spurrier, right?
Correct.
And then you have Shane.
Mm-hmm.
That's not an upward trajectory for leadership of your football program. Just saying.
Well, I think the thinking was when Shane was hired, after seeing what Sweeney had done at Clemson, having a younger, different kind of figurehead, I think they were trying to emulate that somewhat, and getting somebody like Shane and getting some young energy, getting a different kind of person. I think, again, the thinking at that time was, we'll get a CEO type coach who will head up more of the recruitment and look at things in a different way.
How's that going for you?
There were some fun moments. I mean,
last year he had a nice little run at the end of the year. He did.
It was really nice, and it was good, as was Washington Commanders / Redskins, whatever. Like I had a really good year last year, and this year not so much. But you know
that's
that
taking a
happens.
sour turn.
I'm still wearing my stuff, so.
Well, there you go. Because you're very loyal, very loyal.
I am.
All right, how did we do last week on the picks? Again, where was I last week? Did I have a game? I'm sure I had a game. Yeah, anyway, how did we do on our picks? I can't watch any games now because I'm caught up in this whole Disney YouTube nonsense. But
oh gosh, well, we both had one correct. We only had two different. One moment, please.
Is that all we had? Was two? Okay, I couldn't remember.
So yeah, we agreed on a lot of that.
Of course we do.
So, Nebraska, UCLA, you were correct. I should know when you pick against UCLA. I should
Come
know
on.
about
Come on. That was 21-0 in the second quarter. Oh, there you go.
And then BYU, Texas Tech. I had Texas Tech. You had BYU. So
yeah, I'm done with the Mormons now.
I know you've been burned by them a few times, but I'm up 1 on the season so far.
Okay. All right. There you go.
There's football left.
And there's football that starts tonight, and that's our first game. Clemson. Sorry. Clemson at Louisville. Louisville coming off just a disgusting home loss. They were 18-point favorites against Cal and blew it last week. Are they going to be motivated? Are they down? Is Clemson on the resurgence? What do you have tonight? What do you think?
I think Clemson's coming back. I think they looked pretty good against FSU.
Yeah, you're going Clemson?
I think so. I think that heartbreaker loss from Louisville, the one with Cal, right? Was that last week? I'm losing track.
Yeah, it was last week.
I don't know how they're going to respond to that. What are your thoughts?
I'm going to trust Jeff Brom if he doesn't bounce him back this week, he'll lose back-to-back home games. I mean, I know they're trying to negotiate a long-term deal with him, but he needs to win this game tonight. I think out of necessity, Louisville, if they want to have any shot to hang around this thing, they got to win tonight. So I'm going to go with them. It's a playoff game for them in terms of the ACC title. So, all right, you love it. Jen loves nothing more than when I throw in random Big 12 games in our list. How about Arizona at Cincinnati?
I know I looked at this one and I was like, ugh. I'm going Cincinnati.
Yeah, me too. At home, I am too. It's like the reason, but you look at the spread, right? That's the only reason I do that. When you look at the spread, it's like 1 or 2 or 3. It's not.
I think it was 6.5.
Is it really? Well, I probably was drinking too much cough syrup middle of the week. Notre Dame at Pittsburgh. Pat Narduzzi's saying we don't need to win this game. It's not a conference game. Like, honestly, he got a lot of pushback for that. People didn't like that. I get it, but I know what he was trying to say, just didn't say it right. Notre Dame, right? But Pitt's on the resurgence. They changed. Amazing what a good quarterback can do.
And it's at noon, so you know my theory. And a lot of times it's right.
I know. Explain your theory again in case people don't know. You're right. It's a good theory. It's a good theory.
The noon games, I just feel like it's really hard for the home team to get revved up and ready, as well as the fans. How much do we hate that as a fan, getting ready for a noon game?
Absolutely.
Hate. Plus, I don't like tailgating with like breakfast seafood, like omelets, and doesn't do it for me.
No, you're right. I think there's an innate advantage there with the road team for a noon game. I agree with you. All right, Oklahoma at Alabama. Speaking of resurgence, Alabama's playing really well defensively right now. I mean, really well. I think they've turned the corner. I think they're going to beat Oklahoma.
Well, I do too. So far, you're disappointing me. I was hoping you'd reach on some of this, but I'm with you. I just feel like maybe Oklahoma makes it a game, makes Bama work for it a little bit, but in the end, I feel like they'll pull out.
Yeah. Could be a better game, people think. We'll see. Oklahoma's got a lot of talent. They spend a lot of money on their NIL. Iowa at USC, Trojans. Who knows what you're going to get from any of the West Coast Big Ten team? Well, we know what you're going to get from the one out in UCLA, but this one, I don't know how to gauge USC anymore.
I don't know. Like Iowa, I don't enjoy watching them play.
I know.
And so it's hard for me to filter out how much of that bias I personally have watching Iowa versus USC, but I'm going to go USC at home. I just feel like they play much better at home than they do away, and their odds are better. And I think the line on it's USC by 6.5.
Iowa played Indiana pretty well for a lot of that game, right? They did.
True.
They hung in there. But I hate picking them. But, yeah, I think I'm going to go USC too. Yeah.
Their style play with Iowa, I mean.
I know.
You can slow it down a lot.
You can.
And that can throw everybody off, but I still think USC.
Yeah, I'm with you.
USC West.
Yes. Virginia at Duke. Big, a massive ACC regular season. Put yourself in the ACC championship game battle here. I think the winner could be in, the loser likely out. What do you think?
What's going on with Morris?
Mum's the word. They haven't said anything, and I get it. They don't owe that to anybody, right? You don't have to come out and say it's not like the NFL where you have to have an injury report. I don't know. He's been battling through stuff the last several weeks. It seems agreed. It seems like the key to the game, doesn't it? It really does.
Yeah, and I mean that seemed like a pretty. If it is a concussion, it seemed to be.
I know.
Not minor. So I'm just going to go Duke because I just don't know what's going on with Morris.
I am too. I'm going to go Duke and it's the same reason. It's just they're not saying a word. And yet you would think with a concussion he would not be out there. And if he's not out there, could be Duke big if that's the case. Florida and Mississippi. Florida just wants to get the season over with, and they're hoping that the guy that they're going up against might be their new head coach. I don't think that's going to happen, but Lane Kiffin just continues to smile and let all the speculation build. His agents just sit around going, oh my goodness, how many new private islands are we going to buy when this deal's done? Mississippi going to win the game, right?
Skinny Lane.
How about, this is why Lane Kiffin, by the way, that's why he's an illogical candidate for LSU, because he has no craps to give. I almost said it. What he did the other day when they had the couple that got engaged at the game, and the girl clearly was she had no idea. She was shaking. And they're getting a picture on the field, and he walks over with his play sheet, and he's got it, and he leans into the picture, and he just put, actually, I think he split them, and he put his arm around both of them. That guy.
Everybody wants Lane right now.
That's good for college football. That was good. That was a great thing to see him do. That was awesome.
He's a personality, and we need more of those. We need more Spurrier sass out there.
I mean, he did that, and then he high-fived. It was cool. And then he goes out and coaches the second half. I thought that was cool. Utah at Baylor. Another was Big 12 game. This is actually an intriguing matchup, though. This isn't like Arizona, Cincinnati. This is a pretty good matchup between two pretty good teams. Baylor, though, the whole athletic program just broke down, right? They fired the AD. They've got a massive scandal about to hit again. It seems to always happen at Baylor every 2 or 3 years, right? So who do you got winning the actual football game?
I like Utah in this. The Baylor defense is not amazing. I think they're allowing I think it was around 30 points a game, and they seem to be struggling against the run. And I don't know. I don't think it's a good matchup.
Yeah. What's the spread?
8.5.
Baylor?
Utah
8.5. Yeah, I'm going to go Utah too. All right, here we go. On paper, I guess the game of the week: Texas and Georgia, Longhorn and Dog.
I got to go Georgia at home. I think Manning's improving a lot, though, and Texas is certainly
What's the spread on that
direction.
one? What's the spread on that one?
Georgia 5.5.
I'm gonna go Texas.
You feeling it?
Not really.
Soft. Do you remember your rants about how soft they are?
Yeah, they're getting a little stronger. They're getting a little stronger every week. I don't know, Georgia. Georgia's been struggling. Georgia's been not struggling, but they don't look like Georgia to me.
Well, they're 8-1.
Yeah, they're winning, but they look kind of like UVA SEC version. Like they're winning games, but they're not like going, oh, Georgia looks dominant. No, they just kind of look like they're getting by a little bit. So
yeah, I agree. But at home, if this game were away, I think Texas would have a better shot for sure. But at home, Georgia's tough.
I'm with you. All right, battle of initials, TCU and BYU.
I'm going to go Mormons. I didn't even make any notes on this game because this is how little I care about it. I was like, okay, Mormons, BYU.
I put way too many Big 12 games on here, didn't I? What's the spread on this one?
BYU by 3.5, so it's pretty close.
I'm going Horned Frogs. I told you I'm swearing off the Mormons after they've let me down back-to-back weeks.
I know. Well, I probably will be next. But.
Let's go Froggies. They're going to hop all the way through Utah. All right, Mississippi State and Missouri. Missouri, a lot of rumors that they're going to lose their coach. Maybe they already have lost their coach to the Penn State gig. We'll see. A lot of distractions internally with that football team. What do you think?
Have you really looked at Drinkwit's teeth up close? They kind of look like chiclets. Have you really looked at them?
No, but he's number one on your list, wasn't he?
No.
You want to take a car ride with him?
No, I do not. You need to revisit that data because that was not where it ended up.
Oh, yours was Coach Freeman who got fired. I keep forgetting because he got let go.
Pittman.
I'm sorry.
Freeman. No. Freeman's cute, though. He would be fun to hang out with.
That's right. Well, he's got time now, so.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Missouri at home, but that's going to be an interesting thing to watch.
Missouri at home, I think just Mississippi State's getting better and improving, but I just don't think they're going to have enough.
Agreed. I want you to think really long and hard about the next game, Jen, before you make
someone got banned. Wait, did you just kick somebody out of the chat?
Huh?
Somebody got banned.
I did. It was a bot. It was a bot saying silly things about sexual things, and I don't. Yeah, it's somebody who's not part of it. They just jump on it. That's okay. I filter out the ones that make inappropriate sexual comments.
Okay.
Wasn't a real person. So, all right. Bill Belichick going to Wake. Better think hard, Jen. We're on a roll right now. We've won 2 in a row. Wake Forest coming off, huh?
I would not want to date Bill Belichick. Yeah. I'm going to give Wake Forest a little respect. You and I both did not pick them last week, and we saw what happened. So I'm going to go Wake Forest.
Yeah. Who knows about Wake, but they are at home. They got blown up by Florida State, beat Virginia. I'll go Wake as well at home. It'll be a low-scoring game, really low-scoring game. Arkansas looking for a new coach. At LSU. Looking for a new coach. Wow. Who knew? 2 SEC teams who have been impatient and fired all their coaches. This might be a lot closer than you think, right?
Well, I think the line on LSU by 5.5, maybe.
That's all?
Yeah, 5.5. I think Arkansas, their offense is really good, and I love Taylor Green, as you know, but their defense is really pulling them down. I don't think they have enough there to hang even with a weaker LSU right now.
What did LSU do after Brian Kelly? What did they do last week?
Who did they play? Were they
off? I don't know.
Hold on, I'm going to look at our games because we would have picked them if they played, right? Unless they had.
Let me know. Paul in chat says he missed the sexual comment. It wasn't us, Paul. It was somebody in chat.
Yeah, I know. It's exciting, and I didn't get to see it. Oh, and someone's asking about Sellers.
Jen and I don't do that. We save that talk for off air.
Yeah, I'd send text with anything racy.
Correct. I'll go LSU. I'm going to go LSU. It's fine. It's fine.
Go Arkansas. Come on. They're 2-8. Pick them.
South Carolina headed down to College Station to take on the 12th man. Did you know that Texas A&M's pretty good, by the way? I don't know if you knew this or not.
I'd heard a few things.
Did you know they have a really, really good head football coach? Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are you doing this weekend? Are you going to be watching football?
No, I won't see any football. I'll be working all day Saturday.
That's right. That's right. You're working. Right. Okay.
So I'm guessing by your complete, ignoring, this is going to fall under the I cannot force Jen. I promised that I would never make her pick against her team. So she's taking 9-0 and number 3rd ranked Texas A&M, who, by the way, is a 19.5 point favorites over Shane Beamer. But it is a noon game.
Okay. Let's get it. Did you see my little tagline in my title?
Wanted victorious. Let me move the chat. Hang on. Victorious Gamecock OC ASAP. Well, you know what? You got to blame your coach. You don't blame the people he's bringing in. It's his choice. He's not vetting those guys well. That's why the question was asked.
Blame both. Blame both of them.
That was a fair question to be asked.
I agree.
He acted like it was the most egregious thing you ever heard. That's why he's.
Yeah. He did not handle it well.
Yeah. So we're going A&M, people. Don't make her say it. Don't make her say it. And finally, Virginia Tech heading down to Tallahassee.
I don't really want to say this one either. I grew up. I grew up, sorry, with the Hokies. And it's tough times right now.
They've played pretty well on the road with Philip Montgomery, right? Let me see. What do we got here? Let me get updated here. They hung in there with Georgia Tech for a little while. They beat NC State. They've just struggled at home up until the Cal game. I'm going to preface this by saying I think it's going to be really close. I think it's going to be a one-score game. I'm going to go with Florida State, but I think Tech's going to cover the spread. It's 14.5. I don't see that at all. Florida State's a mess. I mean, who knows? They know they're going to lose their coach. What motivation do they have under Norvell? Tech has a chance in this game. I really believe it. I think Tech can go down there and get them behind the 8 ball. If they can mix up throwing a few passes that are completed, be great. They can run the ball. I think they will be able to run the ball a little bit. So I don't think this isn't intimidating at all. I think they have a shot. I do.
What is FSU's record? I don't have that in my notes.
What, 4-5? I think they're 4-5.
So yeah, I mean,
I'm going to go with Florida State, but I think Tech's going to be right there in this game. I may be completely wrong, maybe, but I just think what we've seen out of Phil Montgomery and how hard his kids play keeps them around in these last 3 games that look very daunting. But all of a sudden now you can see Tech, if they get the right kind of offense going, that Florida State situation. But the last time they played at home, they blew out Wake Forest. So that kind of tips the scales for me a little bit.
I think betting against the spread might be a good idea. Maybe a little small bet.
Yeah. I mean, last time they were at home, they blew out Florida State. So I think they'll win, but I don't think it's going to be a 42-7. It's going to be anything like that. So there you go.
Right. Well, still happy to have football to watch. And Washington, does Washington play at 9:30 on Sunday? I'm losing track. Are they
overseas?
I think they play the Dolphins. So
boy,
my brother and I grew up with Washington and in the glory days, so we'll probably end up watching that together.
Oh yeah, they're in Madrid. 3-7 Dolphins, 3-7 Commanders. Call the neighbors, wake the kids. Let's make sure we don't miss that one.
I'm excited, and that'll be fun to watch with my brother.
Hey, did you hear the new BDST theme song?
I haven't heard it.
Sorry. I don't know how to restart it. It didn't play all the way through. You're hearing the music. You like the music, don't you?
I do. I think it needs horns though.
You're enjoying that, aren't you?
Like the line that little.
Huh?
Okay. It needs horns though. Really bad.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you
Oh, okay.
go. You digging that?
Who wrote it for you?
Yeah.
Is that wait? Is that AI written?
I have no idea. A fan made it for me. I have no idea.
It needs some horns. Like you could easily go.
Yeah, there you go.
Like Chicago style horns in the background.
Yeah, I understand.
That would be hot. Or Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yes, that 21. Coach Sargent is there. Yes, he is the coach at Wright State. We'll see him tomorrow. Radford and Wright State. I'll be in West Virginia at the Greenbrier all weekend, so I won't be watching
so clarify, are the Gamecocks going to that, or you?
They're part of that in the upper division, yes. And that's why we play you guys again. It's our 1P4 game.
Okay.
So,
I thought they were going. I just couldn't remember.
yeah, they'll be there, and then they're going to be going back. Yeah, exactly. They'll be there as well. We don't play on that side of the bracket, but yeah, absolutely.
Understood. And then you will be down to see me.
Yeah, we'll see you on Tuesday. Yeah.
Yes. Regardless of your obligations, you will make time.
Correct.
Acknowledge me.
Yes.
And take
absolutely.
pictures.
Always.
Okay.
Always.
Oh gosh, I got a lot of sunlight coming in. Sorry, it's starting to
No, you look fine. You look fine. Okay. All right. Well, stay safe. Enjoy your time in Charlottesville, and tell your brother I said hello.
Thank you. I'm heading out a little bit later today to Fredericksburg. So my time here is limited. But good to see you. And let's summon all faith and courage possible.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Go
You're gonna need it. You're gonna need it. All right. Be good. We'll see you Tuesday.
Thank you.
All right. Thank
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Jen the Gamecock Girl joining us. All right. Good stuff as always. Great week here this week. Thanks to the dudes from Floyd. Thanks to Will Stewart, Mike, and Jen. Thanks to you. You always make it special every week. You help me out every week. Thank you so much. Chat, text line users, all of our sponsors. I'll be at Dedmon today till around 1-ish. So if anybody wants a shirt, hit me up on our text line 391-0788. If you want to pick one up you've paid for, I have the list. Just tell me, and we'll go through it and get that. If not, we'll resume that next week. But have a great week, everybody. We'll see what happens with the Tech coaching search. And enjoy, if you get to watch all the games, enjoy them. And we'll be hooping it up in West Virginia this weekend. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you next week.